I like that. It's a pretty nice feature. Alright, so there's 2 of us. So let's see how this goes. With 13, we got 13 beachhead maps to try to get level 96. Away we go. And here we go, as the Joker from the Dark Knight series would say, as the Heath Ledger version of Joker would say. And here we go. So we've got 13 beachhead maps still. So we will see how well this goes. Right now we've got Schiazzo in party, and he is a Castwell channeling. His actually is the build that we just took a look at in the path of building before we took a break for lunch. So we will see. We will see what that's like. Oh, by the way. Oh, BD way. I'm trying to save Horizon Orbs. Horizons, what else? Annuls, Ancients, and Exalts. Other than that, the drops are yours. If you want to pick up and trade any shards, etc. afterwards, that works too. Alright, here we go. So that's what? 2 Harbingers down or 1? I think that's 1. 1 Harbinger down? 2 Harbingers down? With 13 maps to go, we were getting about 3.5 XP towards a level earlier today. Is what we were getting. That was with full 6-man parties though. And the FPS was suffering a lot. The FPS was legitimately suffering really, really hard. Like, there were several times that my FPS was dropping down to like 5 or 6 FPS. I think there was one stage where somebody said they got it down to 2 while they were doing Desecrate and Volatile Dead. That's pretty crazy. But look at this, just 2 summoners having a good time. We're at like 60 FPS. This is good. This is top-end gameplay right here. That's what this is.
Feeling lucky.
Feeling lucky. I probably ought to put out like a link or something at some point. Include in the video description a link to my loot filter. Maybe someday I'll just make like a website. I'll re-up my Good Guy Gaming website from a couple years ago, and we'll just throw like my loot filter and loot sounds and post just everything in one centralized hub. Websites are so 1990s. Like, do I need a MySpace? Should we get a MySpace? Is that what we need? Oh, Iron, why don't you have a MySpace? How am I going to find you on social media? Where's your MySpace? I guess that's not really 90s, right? That's actually really like early 2000s. That's a good question. When did MySpace, when was MySpace's heyday? That is an excellent question. Look at this. I'm affected by Baron Boy and by his discipline, which his discipline's a level 21. That's why I go from 1500 to 15700. It's pretty good. I would love to be able to push 16k ES on my own. I think that would be cool. Yep. 16k ES. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll make a new build. Maybe we'll do a Mana Guardian or something. Herald of Agony Mana Guardian. I think I would want to mess around with it first in POB and then in Standard. I want to use my Guardian that's over there with my +1 synthesized bow. I think that's probably my proudest craft ever, is my +1 synthesized bow. I don't think I've ever crafted anything better than that. I don't think I ever will craft anything better than that. That bow. Do I use dynamic resolution? Let's find out. resolution. I don't think so. I don't know.
It is not the strongest of the species that survive.
You tell me.
The one most responsive
Oh yeah,
to
enabled.
change.
Yeah. There we go. It's enabled. So that means yes. Feeling lucky. We got a canyon map there. That's nice. Ancient shards, horizon shards. Hey, what's up, Sir Smokes a Lot? Welcome back. You wish you could get above 7k ES? Well, you can, my man. You just gotta play strength stacking. Just play strength stacking. It goes way faster to get your ES up. That's where it's at. Strength stacking. I mean, that's the only reason why I've got the ES that I've got is because I got 2100 strength, so I'm getting a bunch of ES. Just like an absolute absurd amount from Joffrey's. Like Joffrey's is giving me what? 2 to maximum per 5 strength. So that's like 400 flat maximum from having 2k strength. It's like 400 ES right there. And then Shaper's Touch is giving me another what? 2% increased energy shield per 10 strength. So what is that? 200%? Something like that? It's a lot. That's the point. In summary, it's a lot. No, but you can play other builds, right? You can play other ES builds. It doesn't have to be a strength stacking build in order to get tons and tons of mana or of energy shield. I think mana stacking Guardian is actually the biggest pool at the moment that you can get. That's kind of why I want to run like a Herald of Agony mana stacking Guardian, because I've got the bow in standard to stack levels for my Herald of Agony, or for whatever spell I'd want to use ideally, really. Skazar, we want to stay within 2 screens of each other, man. 2 screens. 2 screens! Otherwise we're not going to get XP. Oh no! We're all cursed. What is that? Warlord's Mark? What cursed us? Is there like a rogue exile in here? There's not rogue exiles in the Beachhead. What kind of wacky stuff is that? What is casting Warlord's Mark? It's kind of weird. And it wasn't a Harbinger, so it wasn't like a special effect. Oh, vaulted it. Did like 3k. Yikes! Yay, Ancient Shards. Oh, and another one too. Nice. Harbinger. Back to back. Back to back floaty McBodie. I like it. Start your weekend right. Start it with G3 Iron, dying in Beachhead maps and crying. I'm pretty sure at 70, 81% I would cry. I would actually shed a tear. Have you ever seen a grown old man crying because his character died in a video game? If I die today, you will see it. You're a caster for life, Sir Smokes a Lot. Well, that's okay. That's, you know, that's a mistake that we all think we are before we play summoners. I'm teasing. I'm teasing you. You tried melee and hated it? Summoners don't tickle your fancy? Yeah, that's fair. Alright, I gotta get rid of some of these 6 sockets. Holy moly, look at all these 6 sockets. Anyone need XP leech? Running Beachheads at the moment. We've got, how many do we got left? We have 12 left. Let's see if anybody joins us. What is going on with my keyboard? I don't know. Your keyboard is like randomly hitting enter halfway through your sentences. Don't worry. That's what's happening to your keyboard, but whatever's wrong with your keyboard, that's what's wrong with my brain. Because I only say like truncated sentences. Chris Wheeler says, at 2K strength, Joffrey's provides 800 ES. There you go. Thank you, Chris. I can't do math. So that's 800 flat ES that we're getting. Chris, since you're our resident mathematician, can you calculate for us Shaper's Touch? What are we getting off of Shaper's Touch right now? It's a lot, whatever it is. It's a lot. Alright, I think Captain Z Hale is, I think he's our ice shot guy, right? Am I remembering that correctly? He's our ice shot guy who runs around and just freezes everything? Yeah, there he is. Look at that. Take that, dementia. Here's one winning one for regular memory brain cells working and functioning. Alright, let's go up here and clear some up here. Is there a Harbinger up here? I don't think we've seen one actually on this plateau today. Just been regular monsters up on the top right plateau. We have seen a couple of them down here on the bottom right though. And that was after I made the comment that we didn't see any down here. There was like 10 in a row that we didn't see one, and then there was like 2 out of 3 we did see. I wonder how they write like the spawn rules at GGGHQ for specific monsters in specific instances. Like, what are the rules for Harbingers to spawn on Beachheads? For their locations and how they operate. It's pretty interesting. Oh, wow, look at this. We're up to 57 mil? Man, we're moving quick here. This is good. This is actually going better than with the 6-man. Sheesh. Let's keep it up, fellas. We're clearing faster, I guess. 56, yeah. Maybe we're just clearing faster. It's good news. My old man fingers haven't clicked in yet to make us go too slow. Let's kill us some boss. Shaper's Touch gives you 400% ES at 2K strength. Okay, that's great. Okay, so now do the math. Do the math. So how much ES with just 2K strength and Joffrey's and Shaper's Touch do we have? We get 400% increased, and we have 800 flat. Does that mean that we have 3200 ES? Is that what that means? I can't do math. I leave all my math to POB in my calculator app. It's not up to me. Yeah, what is going on, Scazzo, with your keyboard? It's taking like half of a sentence and turning it into 2 entries. This is great. This is really funny. Oh, man. Cowsad says, question, G-Iron, G3 Iron. Do you think shock damage and also awaken gems? Was that a fragment of a sentence as well? Am I having a stroke right now? Is that what's happening? Do you think shock damage and also awaken gems? Like, do I like them? Do I think they're good? JNKZ says, hey man, wanted to hit you with an update. Just cleared my first Uber Elder and got a Watcher's Eye with double damage with Pride plus flash charges on crit with precision. Hey, nice, my dude. Way to go.
He is not the strongest of the species that survive, but the one most responsive to change.
What did we get here? Oh, we got some ancient shards. We still haven't had a pure X drop today. So maybe that'll happen this afternoon? Maybe? We'll see. We're only at party size 3 right now, so the chances of it were to happen, it would have happened earlier today when we were at, like, rolling with 6 of us, but you never know, right? Chris Wilson might wake up somewhere in New Zealand and be like, you know what? You know what, that G3 Iron guy, he's so bald And I'm bald too, because I'm Chris Wilson from Grinding Gear Games.
It is not the strongest.
I think this G3 Iron guy should have a mirror drop. Forget the Exalt. We won't have him drop a mirror or an Exalt. We'll have him drop a mirror straight up. I think that'd be great.
We are rich, sire.
Rich, rich, rich. Oh, there's just a pure Chaos Orb on the ground. Look at that. We're making profit left and right. By the way, from this morning's Ancient Orb farming alone, we were able to turn 17 Ancient Orbs into 8X. So we spent 12 pure X on these 24 maps. And we're already at, like, between the X shards that we've dropped, which was 1.5 X, and the Ancient Orbs, we're already at 9.5 X paid, with still 10 more maps to go. So we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good in terms of turning a profit here. We are still actually making currency. If the ratios continue to hold. Maybe we've just been really lucky. That's a possibility. But Cowshead says, thoughts on them, I think, had a lapse there. Did they have overlaps? Is that what you mean? Your thoughts overlap one another? Do I think, like, Awakened gems are good? I'm still confused as to the question. I'm so sorry, Cowshead. It's not you. It's me. It's me.
Rich, sire. Rich, rich.
What is that? A Shaper leather? Okay. It's kind of weird. Why would a Shaper leather drop here? That's somebody's incubator. Somebody can have that. Somebody not named me can have that. No, if it was an incubator, it would have dropped locally. So that's weird. Oh, nice. Alright, Skiazzo. Have a good one, man. Oh, look at that. Some Regal shards, even. Woohoo! Alright, away we go. Next map. The Con says, did you ever drop a mirror? No, I have not. I have never dropped a mirror. So at the moment, no mirrors drop. I doubt another mirror will drop. Or a mirror will ever drop for me. I don't kill enough monsters, honestly. Like, I don't just sit down and dedicate myself. I don't sit down and dedicate myself to killing enough monsters for there to be a mirror to drop. Like, for me, it would not be like, you know, the accumulation. Oftentimes mirrors drop because you've accumulated just a number of monsters that you've killed is high enough for the mirror to drop, right? That's why it takes a certain amount of time for mirrors to drop for players in game. For me, if a mirror drops, it would just be, you know, pure random stupid luck. Because I really don't kill that many monsters. Like, I generally play builds up to about level 90 and then I call it good. And then I'm rolling on to a new build. That's generally what I do. So for me to push past level 90 on a build, it's an exceptionally good build and it's an exceptionally good league. This, I feel, Metamorph has been an exceptionally good league. That is my opinion. I have very much enjoyed Metamorph. I've very much enjoyed, like, the new Conquerors and their fights. I haven't necessarily enjoyed getting them to spawn, but I've enjoyed the fights. Getting them to spawn can be a pain. This is what my Atlas looks like right now. I'm going to actually try to finish it off and do a Cirrus later on once I hit level 96. Because I know I'll die to him at least once. I always die with his die beams. Pretty much always go parallel to his beam at one point, and then I freeze. My FPS just absolutely drops as soon as he starts saying die. I need to actually try fighting him with all of my sounds turned off and see if the performance on the game does any better.
It is not the strongest of the species that survive, but the one most...
I like the knockback that you've got going on, Captain Hale. I like that. That's a good defensive tool on a ranger. Being able to knock stuff back from you, that's great. Alright, let's put up the portal again. And away we go. Start your weekend right by killing as many harbingers as you can. Red says, I mean, it's not like there is a pity counter at 50 million kills for mirrors, nor 5 billion. True, but the chances go up, right? The more things you kill, the more chances you have to drop high currency items like exalts, like mirrors, right? So if you don't kill that much stuff, like I don't kill that much stuff, somebody's got to have a data or a spreadsheet. Maybe Slippery Jim does. On what the chances of dropping a mirror are. And like what zones as well, right? Because people drop mirrors, but people also make mirrors through the use of various cards like 7 Years Bad Luck. I think probably target farming something like 7 Years Bad Luck would be my best chance at getting a mirror. CF Worthy says, I wish you could buy keys for the Cirrus fight. Just lost him again, and it takes so long to spawn him. I'll be out of practice when I fight him again. Yeah. I'm with you as well. Or maybe not even keys for the Cirrus fight, right? Maybe it's just keys for the Conquerors, and then you fight the Conquerors, and then whenever you fight all 4 Conquerors, you get to fight Cirrus. So there's no way that you can shortcut the Conquerors just to get to Cirrus, right? But rather, you have to fight them just like you have to fight Shaper, right? You have to fight the 4 Conquerors, and then you can go fight Cirrus. One of the things that's interesting is that the Awakened Gems like can only drop from Cirrus and from his associated Conquerors, right? So it's kind of interesting that we've got like a source for Watcher's Eye, right? That's the Uber Elder. We've got a source for like Shaper uniques. Obviously, that's the Shaper. And then now we've got this source of like literally the best gems in the game are all from Cirrus. And you would think the gems would be more populated, like easier to get, right? Because more people need gems. Because every single build uses a dozen to 2 dozen gems, right? But that's just not the case. The gems are actually tougher to get to because of Cirrus's difficult spawning rate. Maybe they'll adjust his spawn rate and how we acquire those gems in the future. That's possible. It's possible that they reevaluate how we fight Cirrus and how we approach it. There were several changes that were made. Nice. There were several changes in approaches to the War for the Atlas. There were several changes there in the way how things worked with the spawning of Elder, spawning of Shaper, etc. Watcher's Eye. What did he give you? Oh, interesting. Zealotry. A double consecrated ground. Watcher's Eye. Interesting. A Chevrons. Ooh, with increased spell damage. That's nice. And all whites. Man, that's a fun looking Chevrons to play around with. That looks so cool, my dude.
Feeling lucky.
Not only was he done with the league, I guess he was just done with standard, right? What about you guys in chat? Do you guys give away all your stuff at the end of the league? I don't. I keep it, because I use everything in standard. Well, not everything. I use things that I deem are worthy and valuable when I want to test something out. But do you guys give things away at the end of the league? I just think it's a bummer. It's a little bit of a waste. Like, here you spent months working towards something, and then you just straight up and give it away. It's a bit of a bummer. I guess if you're genuinely not going to use it anymore, right? You'd rather it goes to somebody else so that way they can enjoy it? That makes sense. Like, if you know you're never going to log on to standard. I guess I'm just a weirdo that I log on to standard, right? Shout out to everybody that I know that plays standard. We're all just weirdos, right? We actually play standard. Such a strange phenomenon. In-league players don't know what to do with it. They're like, what? You play standard? What do you do every 3 months? Oh, we keep playing. You have long-term, build goals and long-term progression goals.
It is not the strongest of the species that survive, but the one most responsive to change.
What's the best base type for wand crafting? That's a good question, actually.
We are rich, sire.
I would actually go and look at the highest priced wands for physical damage, and then I would look at their bases
We are rich.
and try copying what they're doing. That's what I would do. But that's what I do basically whenever I try crafting anything. I go look at what the mirror tier equivalent of something is, and then I look at the base, and I go, okay, why is it that they're choosing this base? And a lot of the time it's because by choosing that base, they're actually making it a lot easier on themselves, because the types of rolls that that base can get are actually significantly different from other bases. So lots of different things to take into consideration. You can kind of cheat when you're crafting in that regard. It's one of the ways that you can kind of cheat. You can just go in and straight up look at somebody else's craft and be like, alright, well, why did they do this? How did they do it? And now how do I go about doing the same thing?
Feeling lucky.
It's what a lot of us learned not to do in school, which is cheat off of other people's work or copy other people's work, right? That's called plagiarism in school. But in Path of Exile, it's actually called learning. You actually learn by looking at other people's observations and other people's paths to learning, right?
Lucky.
I guess it really is only cheating in school if you actually cheat like during a test or something. If you're actually just learning together and learning from one another, then that's just called studying, right?
Show me the map.
Show me the map! Oh, 2 maps. Thank you, Johnny Depp. Man, Johnny's feeling pretty generous here. Loderick says I gave up my Onigoroshi at one point. Ooh! James says I had a natural mirror drop for me in my first league betrayal in a tower map. Did not have a clue what to do with it. There you go. Loderick says, do you run this map to level gems? I run this map to level myself. So I'm level 95 right now, and I just want to be leveling in the safest environment possible. And this map is basically the safest environment possible for the amount of XP that I can get. So that's why we run Beachheads. Red said, remember to have immunity to bleed and corrupted blood for Cyrus. The degen that isn't Storms is physical and doesn't care about Shikari and Arakali a whole lot, but all moves are physical converted to Ellie. Oh, that's good to know. So have immunity to bleed and corrupted blood. That's good to know. CF Worthy says, if I dissect my character, I'll forget the mechanics that made it good or possible. Yeah. You got a lot of mechanics going on there. Red says, I only play League to flip into Standard, so you're better off going Soul of Solaris. Oh, nice. Blake says, imagine people who keep playing, but really, I do enjoy Standard as well. See, there you go. Shout out to Standard boys. Shout out to all of us men and women who enjoy playing in Standard. Oh, well, you've got all the OP items in Standard, and it's a completely different economy. Yeah. And it's still Path of Exile. So we like it. Oh, man. I should start a flame war with some other YouTube channel. Is there another YouTube channel that really hates Standard? I should start a flame war with them. Right? That's the cool way to do things. That's the cool way to use social media. Find other people and bully them into thinking what you think. As opposed to, you know, just enjoying your hobby and having fun with it. Which is usually what we advocate for around here. Find what you enjoy and then do it. A lot. As much as you can. Cowshead says, I knew a guy who copied the person's name on a test. Yeah, if you're gonna cheat off of somebody else's exam, make sure you put your name first before you start cheating off of his exam, right? Or his or her exam. Don't. No, but that it really is a very valid way for us humans to learn, right? We learn by identifying patterns, and so when you look at someone else's build, when you look at someone else's POB, when you look at someone else's character profile, it's one of the reasons why I think it's smart to have your character profile public. You know, if you're not racing and you're not seriously considering keeping something hidden for the benefit of yourself, like in a competitive environment, because you're worried somebody else is going to take your strat and then perform better with it, like, unless you're in that environment, then why not? Why not make it open for other players? Like, why not allow other players to learn from your builds, to see maybe you've made mistakes in your builds. Maybe they can give you feedback. Maybe they can actually help you with your build. You never know. So, what are we at? We're at almost 60 mil DPS, or not mil, but 60 mil XP per hour, not DPS. The stroke is back. I'm stroking again. This is actually pretty good, though. We're at 90%. A few more maps. We're going to hit level 96. Woo! It's pretty exciting. Stay safe, Exile. Life is hardcore. Remember, you only have one life. When you leave the house to go get food, always remember that life is hardcore. When you die in this life, you will be sent to standard. Oh, geez. I'm going to die here. Nope. Didn't die. Ha 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 ha. Whew. At 90%, lose 10% of my XP. That sounds like something that would happen to me. Sounds like something I would do. Oh, I'm really close to my next level. Oh, fun. I'm not tilted whatsoever. I'm a cheerful, happy camper. Urgh.
It is not the strongest of the species that survive, but the one most responsive to change.
Don't you like hearing Leonard Nimoy's voice in surround sound? I like it. I like hearing Leonard in Echo. Alright, is there one more? I think there's one more. I believe there's one more Harbinger still. I could be wrong. Is he up here? Yeah, here he is. Oh, there's two of them. There's two of them! Summon Ball, summon Skillies, quick! Quick! Oh my goodness, my frames. Look at that dip! Look at that dip! Oh man, that was great. They were all summoning at the same time. They were summoning their monsters, we were summoning our monsters. You know, it's just World War I all over again. Everybody was throwing everything at everyone. Alright, so we got 9 of these left. Somehow we're actually getting better XP now than when we had 3 people in party. And even better than when we had 6 people in party. Sheesh. Well, it's like Herbert Farnsworth would say, good news, everyone. Waldeer Jr. says, hey bro, I'm keen on making an all-content Necro build. Which one would you recommend? I would personally recommend either Castwell Channeling Spirit Offering with skeletons or zombies as your DPS on your 6th link. Or I would recommend doing what I'm doing right now, which is using Shield Charge, but then still using Strength Stacking. So right now I'm at 2100 Strength. For those of you who don't know this build and don't have my own stats memorized by heart, don't feel bad. I don't have my own stats memorized by heart. But I've got 2100 Strength. I've still got some room that I can improve it. I think I'm actually going to buy an upgrade to this belt today. Because this belt, it's got tier 1 attributes, but it's only got tier 3 strength. So I think I'm going to get a better better strength roll and a better energy shield roll, and then keep the attributes roll. Anyway, so 2100 strength. It gives a whole bunch of damage to my minions. I'm using Joffrey Sanctuary as my chess piece, using the Baron, of course. And it just does tons of damage. You can go kill Cyrus with it. You can go kill Shaper. You can go kill Uber Elder with it.
Show me the map.
You can go kill Breach Lords with it. You can go map with it. It's relatively okay clear speed. As you can see, I'm clearly the best poster child for how to show off a great clear speed build. No, it's not going to be as fast as anything that's a bow user, but it is going to be good. It is going to be good. It's going to be solid in terms of its defensive layers. This is a CI character, by the way, which is great. It's really quite helpful because there is so much chaos damage presently in Path of Exile. Like, being able to say that, like, a fourth of the damage in the game, like 25% damage in the game, is just you're immune to it, that's a big bonus. Now, the amount of physical damage I take is quite a lot. What is my armor at? It's something terrible. It's 30% mitigation. So when I've got my Basalt Flask up, it's only 45%. So physical damage is going to give you a considerable hit. So you may want to swap up some of your gear for if you're going in, let's say, to fight something that you know has got a ton of physical damage. But for the most part, the only reason why I ever die is when I'm fighting Cirrus and I make a mistake by, like, traveling alongside his beam. So he'll go, die, 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 right? And his beam is going this direction. You want to be traveling against his beam, right? Perpendicular to his beam. Sometimes I'll travel parallel to his beam and I'll just run straight up his beam and be dead. So don't do that. If you are anywhere close to being what you would describe as mechanically competent, not even good, but mechanically competent, then you will have a great time playing a strength stacking Necro. And it will do all content. I feel like the last couple of days we've helped out a lot of people with their POBs who are using Necros. So make sure that you're setting up your Necro in a way and in a fashion that's best for you. Because there's a lot of different ways to set up a Necro. Summoners in PoE are the Swiss Army knife of the game. Like, you can tailor them basically for any, because there's so many different moving parts, whether or not it's your primary DPS being specters, summoners, or sorry, specters, zombies, or skeletons. Shoot, you can play them as a Golemancer. You can play them Summon Raging Spirits. You can play them as a Herald of Purity guy. You can play it as Herald of Agony. There's so many different ways that you can approach content in PoE as a summoner. It's really great. And your defensive layerings as well. You can play it as a hybrid, ES and life. You can play it as just a life-based. You can play it as just a ES, a CI character. There's so many different options. If you're looking to get started, Viper-esque has got a great guide on how to league start. So that would be one spot that I would look. Just go to the guide forums and type in Viper-esque. He's got a great league start guide that doesn't require any uniques. So if you're looking to get your Necro up off the ground and you're looking for another discussion partner as you're working on your build, Viper-esque does a really good job of giving you reasons why you're going to pick certain things and certain setups. So would definitely recommend that.
It is not the strongest of the species.
Cowsed says, have you seen Seth review Path of Exile? I don't know who Seth is. Is that somebody that I should recognize? Am I showing that I'm a boomer again? Am I just totally not hip with it, as the kids would say? I'm totally out of sorts. I should start screaming at children who are on my lawn because I don't know who Seth is. I'm not sure who Seth is, though. So the answer is no, I probably haven't seen it. Or at least that doesn't jog my memory. But you know, I am very old, so... Takamage says, I nearly rage quit Synthesis when I died 3 times in a row at 95 plus. Ooh, that would hurt. That would cause a great amount of frustration for me. I actually have not died since hitting level 95. So we're at 93%, but it's purely because of the content that I'm choosing to do, right? I'm not running in onto random tier 16 maps. I'm not doing, you know, betrayal encounters with Jun. And then accidentally getting one shot by, you know, a tier 3 guy that's got a gazillion items on him. I am choosing to farm the safest thing possible in order to get my levels, and then I can go play more dangerously. Live more dangerously, as Austin Powers would say. I can do that later. Do that after I ding a level. But yeah, this XP per hour is pretty good. We're actually up to 61 mil. Not bad. Hey, look at this. Here's a Harbinger. Let's kill it. Aresso says, can you farm Zana Legion mods with Necro effectively?
We are rich, sire. Rich, rich, rich.
I think what I would do is I would actually do a Spectre setup. If by Necro you mean Summoner archetype, I think Summoner archetypes, if you're using zombies and skeletons, you're going to have a hard time popping everything. That's just the reality of it. They don't have enough AoE clear, and they're not fast enough to pop Legions. Legions really are a timer of a DPS check. How quickly can you do how much damage is required? Right? Over across large AoE. And Summoner builds don't do great with that. However, you could play a Necromancer and play a Poet's Pen build, which is one of the things I do, and I just stand in the very middle and spawn like 60 Volatile Dead, and then they just seek everything out and blow up the whole Legion encounter. So there are ways to play Necromancer and still farm Legion encounters, but playing a Summoner specifically, not just the Necromancer Ascendancy, it can be a bit tough. Alright, did we get all the Harbingers? I think we did. It says more than 50, but I don't believe it. Sub for no reason, please, says sub for no reason. Welcome to the chat, sub for no reason. Welcome to the chat. Chris says, all the chaos makes me want to remake my CI jug with an incandescent heart. Ooh, that sounds good. Sounds like a fun build. Taco Mage says, do you have tips for going hybrid? My SRS build right now can do basically everything, but I feel like it would be tankier with better ES investment, but I've actually never gone hybrid before. So going hybrid requires that you have like a bunch of mods that give you additional ES based off of your life. So one of them is the Timeless Jewel for Doriani, which I'm actually using presently on my Poet's Pen character. I'm not going to log off and show you right now, but if you socket it and it goes over any major keystone, it will give you, I believe it's called Corruption of the Soul? Corruption of the Heart? Something like that. Anyway, it gives you 20% of your maximum life as extra ES. So that's pretty good, right? That's a lot of ES if you've got a lot of life. So like on my Poet's Pen character that I'm using a Combs Heart, I've got like 6,900 life. So because of that, I have like 2k or so energy shield. Just as a bonus. That's not me scaling up energy shield. That's not me putting points in energy shield. That's just, it's a way to go hybrid. Typically people think of hybrids and they think of just like hundreds and hundreds of energy shield. You know, 5,000-6,000 energy shield. You don't necessarily have to scale up that much, but that's one thing that you could do. So that's a Timeless Jewel. The Doriani versions of it, I think, are like 70 to 80 chaos in League right now. At least that's what I bought mine for when I was leveling up that Poet's Pen guy. So it's quite good. And for the longest time, I couldn't figure out why people were using it. And then I actually started using it, and I was like, oh, this is why they're using it. It's because for the cost of one jewel, you're getting 3k effective life, or 2.5k effective life, depending on how much HP you've got. And as you continue to scale your HP, it'll also continue to scale your ES. So that's one thing that you could do, right? You can scale up that way. Another way that you can scale is you can actually scale your mana. You can scale your mana and turn that into additional energy shield through the use of things like Watcher's Eyes that have got roles like additional game percentage maximum of your mana as additional energy shield. That's what I'm using on this guy. I'll show you here in a second. That is a wonderful way to scale up. Is that a Harbinger down there? Yeah, it is. Show me the map! I can't pick these up. I can't pick these up. Show me the map!
It is not the strongest of the species.
Oh no, Volatile Dead! What if that Volatile Dead would have killed me at 96%? I'd have raged so hard. End of stream. Iron needs to go pout in a corner, right? That's what that would have been if I died. Okay, so let's take a look. This is what this Watcher's Eye that I was just referring to is. The line says, gain percentage of maximum mana as extra maximum energy shield while affected by clarity. That's another way that you can go kind of hybrid. You can scale up a whole bunch of life and mana, but then you can also, while you're affected by clarity, get a bunch of additional energy shield. So that's another way that you can go hybrid. Other really good hybrid nodes are like this whole tree over here for melding, because it gives you life and energy shield. That's on the right hand side of the tree. This whole melding wheel, and then I believe there's another one. Yeah, written in blood. Written in blood. This whole wheel is life and energy shield. So those two wheels are pretty good for hybrid. If you're going hybrid. Red says, it's the Funny Punny review for Path of Exile in response to the low effort IG review. Oh, gotcha. No, it sounds funny. Somebody should post it on our Discord, on our global Discord channel. Somebody posts a link there, and then I'll be able to take a look. Or you can send it to me personally as well on our Discord. That works as well. Or if you hate using Discord, you can send me an email. You can send me an email to goodguygaming3@gmail.com, and I'll check it that way. Look at how high-tech we are. We've got email. We've got Discord. I don't have a MySpace. We got to get a MySpace going. Get the G3 MySpace going. That means one of you out there can create the meme of the G3 MySpace. Oh, that's funny. Expect Caswell channeling zombie build to get nerfed this year with 4.0 adding the possibility of having 8 different 6 links in PoE 2. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I think this is going to be a whole video discussion at one point. I think there's at least 3 ways. At least 3 ways. At least that that GGG might decide to nerf the state of summoners at the moment. It's most likely that they just hit, I think, the gem levels and the scaling off of gem levels, but they might not. They might say, oh no, that nerfs build diversity too much or something. I don't know. I don't know what they might say. But that's a pretty classic GGG move is, oh, there's an ascendancy that's really popular? Smack it. Then again, it's also a pretty classic GGG move that if there's a unique item that's really popular, smack it. So Joffrey's and the Baron are both pretty popular right now, so they might get smacked. A lot of people on YouTube over the last couple of weeks have said, "Oh, Iron, they should definitely nerf strength stacking and attribute stacking." And I'm actually of the opinion they shouldn't. I think if you stack your attributes, that's a valid archetype. And if you nerf stat stacking, like it's no longer going to be a valid archetype. Like nobody's going to want to play it because it's not going to be able to clear the game. It's very, very good. Don't get me wrong, it's very, very good. But even now, the clunkiness of playing a summoner, the built-in clunkiness of it, is actually still what's holding it back from being even more popular. We're like summoners and necros might be popular in this league, but we're still nowhere close to what like Trickster and what Cyclone was back in Synthesis or back in Legion. Like Winter Orb Trickster was seriously 40% of Flashback League. 40% of players who were playing a league. 40% were playing Winter Orb. Cyclone during Legion at its peak, I think it was 35% of players were playing that. Essence Drain Contagion was at, I believe, 28 or 29% at its peak. During Legion. Like, the fact that Necros are like hovering in like the mid-20s and like at its peak is probably low upper 20s, like 27, 28. Like, GGG might even look at it and say, there's no problem with this. Like, let summoners be. How many of you are going to rage quit the game if they don't nerf summoners? Like, come on, are any of you? PG Hart says, how was lunch, Iron? It was excellent. Mrs. Draconis cooked up she made a wonderful salad for me, as well as some leftover pizza from last night. So, it's quite good. Oh, no, wait. I was supposed to be putting these in our beachheads. No, I keep forgetting to do this. I'm supposed to be putting all of the profits and everything in here. So that way I can track it afterwards. I keep throwing maps into my regular map tab. No! Oh, well. Alright, let's get moving on to the next beachhead. Anyone else want in? Let's just say 1, right? Let's just say 1. I'm at 98%. We'll do 1 more. Then I'm gonna try and kill some conquerors. This should give us... This should ding us level 96. Unless we die. Unless we die, this should give us level 96. Cirrus Smoke says, about to do my first Awaken level 4 Cirrus. Stay alive. That's my suggestion. I don't know what build you're on, otherwise I could give you some more specific tips. Other than that, run perpendicular to his beams and stay close to him. If you stay close to the boss, then it makes it harder. He needs to move at a faster rate in order to hit you with various angles. So try to stay relatively close to the boss when he's in his third form and he's firing his die beams. Stay rather close and then cut angles on him. Pretend like he's Piety. Pretend like he's Act 4 Piety that's going to spin around. That's some of the best tips that I've heard from other players. Areso says, I can't get enough of Harbinger. I wish I was there when it was the League mechanic. Yeah, it is core right now, Areso, by the way. I know you said you wish you were there when it was core. It is core right now. I think what you mean, though, is probably you wish you were here when it was the League mechanic. Taco Mage says, where can I get the G3 Netscape browser add-on? Oh, man. That's great. A bunch of people in chat don't even know what Netscape is, Taco Mage. They're like, Netscape? What's that? Is that a RuneScape add-on? Is that a third-party program for RuneScape? Netscape was a browser for all of you millennials out there. It was a browser before the days of Chrome, before the days of Firefox, before the days of Safari. It was a browser, a proud browser with a proud history of not responding and breaking and icons for loading. JD says they could continue to raise monster life. They could. And buff other ascendancies to raise the floor. They could. The problem with that, everybody always wants to say, oh, they need to buff the players. Like, just buff everything. I have a real hard time when people drop me comments on videos that say, oh, they should just buff everything and bring everything else up to a certain level. You've got to at least give some credit to say, look, some things deserve to be nerfed. Because if they just bring everything up to an on-par level with everything else, then we get to the point of the game where there's no challenge in the game anymore. Like, it's just players wiping and destroying everything with any kind of build that they want. Like, power creep is a very real thing. So, Mad Norlico says, who cares? Melee jug for life. Yeah, there you go. PG Hart says, does she answer to Mrs. Draconis in the house? She does. Hey, I'm level 96. Woo! Let's have a party. Yeah. I have no idea how I'm going to spend this passive point. Oh yeah, I could go down here. I could try to fill out the Grave Pact wheel over the next 2 more levels. Ha! Like I'm going to farm 2 more levels. That's life. I don't need life. What am I going to do with this? Where did I put my other passive point? I could get rid of this stuff and just go for more ES. This is 6% more ES, so we're going to go over there for now. That's where we're going to go with that passive point. A real decisive, great use of a passive point, right? 5 hours worth of farming for a level for 6% increased ES. Oh, man. It's pretty funny. Chris Wheeler says, Netscape was for the people who did not have AOL. Yep. Red says they have to nerf it. I assume you mean the Summoner archetype. Imagine having a 6-link setup of every minion in the game. Red, Red, look at me. I am imagining that. That's what I'm so excited for. My 6-link golem, my 6-link zombies, my 6-link specters, my 6-link animate guardian. No, I think what I'm most hyped for in PoE 2 is actually shapeshifting. I'm very excited for that. That'll be an interesting archetype. That's probably going to dominate my play early on in PoE 2.
It is
We
not the
are rich,
strongest of
sire.
the species that
Rich,
survive, but
rich,
the one most
rich.
responsive to change.
We are rich, sire. Rich, rich, rich.
I think that's probably what I'm looking forward to most in PoE 2 is shapeshifting. Because I think that'll be fun inside Path of Exile as a mechanic, right? They've kind of already started to hint at some of the mechanics that they're going to use for it with like Flesh and Stone and Blood Sand, Sand Stance, right? Blood Stance, Sand Stance, those two interchangeable things. They're kind of hinting at the way how they're mechanically going to prepare for that, right? Inside the game. So I'm very excited to see... Sure, graphically it'll be fun, immersion-wise it'll be fun, but I think it'll be interesting to see all the different builds that are then all of a sudden going to go like, for instance, hey, what summoner builds would benefit from being able to swap stances, and how are they going to interact? Namnon says, are you going to run more after this? This is the last one for now. I'm going to chase Conquerors after this. I just dinged my level, so now I gotta waste whatever XP we get on the second half of this map, right? That's the goal. That's the theory. Never fight a boss when you're halfway through a level. Like, get your full level and then go fight the boss. PGB Heart says, just give all the monsters Tailwind boots. We'll all be doomed. Oh man, increased action speed would be pretty... Could you imagine Shaper running around with Tailwind boots? I guess actually it wouldn't be that bad, because Tailwind boots require you to crit, right? So a lot of builds just don't get hit by Shaper, let alone get crit by Shaper. So how does that work? How does that work? But yeah, I'm other than the mechanical nuances of it, yes. If every monster just had Tailwind and you speed up the action speed of enemies by a whole bunch, by 10%, that's going to be a significantly different game than what we experience presently. Like, instead of just blindly charging into pack after pack after pack, you're going to see a lot more people, like, having to kite packs out and having to kite monsters away. You know how you have to fight Hillock during the first fight? How you have to kind of, like, walk around him? I mean, sometimes you can just stand there and take a hit, right? But some of you know what I'm talking about, right? Where you walk around Hillock and wait for him to actually miss his wind-ups, etc., right? Because you're actually moving around him. And you have no gear, you have no mobility, right? It's actually like, for a moment, there's actually a hint of player skill involved. For a moment, rather than just player power. That is what I imagine PoE 2 with a whole bunch of action speed on monsters would be like. It would just be constantly us as players being like, whoa, whoa, watch out! Watch out! Yeah. Yeah, Red, these two weapons, dude. These two weapons, I would like them. I would like them a lot. Alright. Let's sell this stuff, drop this stuff into our... How many more Ancient Orbs do we get? We're sitting on 7 Ancient Orbs, so that's 3 more X. So how much are we making already? 9X? This is 3, so that's the 12X, and then everything else is just profit. So there you go. If you were wondering today, hey, what's the cost and what's the profit off of Beachheads? I ran, well, we purchased 24 Beachheads. I had 3 in my stash already, so we ran 21 Beachheads today. 21 Beachheads, okay, is what we ran. Then, after those 21 Beachheads, this is what we're sitting on. Those 24 Beachheads, okay, which I still have 3 more to run. Those 21 Beachheads gave us this profit back, this loot back, plus several other red maps, because I made the mistake of dropping them into my map tabs already. So it costs us 12x, 12 pure X. These ancient orbs will sell for another 3x, so that's our 12x between the two. And then the rest of this is just pure profit. And that's with 3 more Harbinger maps to go. So, pretty good. Pretty good, I would say. Alright, we need to spawn... We need to spawn Baran. Where do we want to spawn him in? Let's try to spawn him in New Vestir. Do I have some maps in New Vestir? Ooh, the courthouse map. Let's try that. Oh, I have some summits. That's exciting. Let's roll these. Reflect elemental damage, we don't care about. Okay. Great. Let's go run a Nico. Give me some Nico juice. Rise Forever the Con says, imagine monsters getting Headhunter buff for killing the player. Actually, Wolcen, which is another action RPG, actually has a Nemesis-style mechanic where if you die inside a party instance zone, like a dungeon, think like a delve, the thing that kills you actually gains like more abilities and more stats for each person in your party it's killed, until eventually your party just wipes. So that is kind of a way where it's not a one-to-one correlation with the Headhunter, but it is a way where the monster gets stronger for each person in party that has been killed, which I like that. That's kind of a cool system. I was actually just watching a video about Wolcen yesterday. That was last night that one of our Patreon supporters and a good friend had sent me a video regarding it. Which that looked like a really fun game when it was first announced, and I'm not sure, it might still be a fun game. I just know it's not free to play, so that means it's going to limit a lot of the players who can actually play it and interact with it. And at the moment, a lot of my thoughts on that game are, okay, what's the difference between this and Grim Dawn? That's a lot of my thoughts at the moment, so I may try it out. We'll see. I am also not what you would call a variety gamer. I don't just play a whole bunch of things just to test them out because I enjoy a bunch of different things. I'm pretty much dedicated with like 1 or 2 games at a time that I really get into. And until I get out of a game, I'm pretty much in it for a long time. Like for multiple years. In that regard, I would say that's the way that I'm probably the most hardcore as a gamer, is not hardcore in the sense that I put in tons and tons of hours, but rather hardcore that I generally only have 1 or 2 games that I play. I'm not very diverse in the amount of games that I play. I think the demographics tend to show that players who are typically labeled or for demographic purposes called casual generally have a wider selection of games that they play. Alright, let's... can I kill this boss? Is this boss going to eat me up? He might. I don't have any Awakened gems on my build. I had to buy an added Chaos gem or something. I think it was added Chaos. That was my completion for the... for the level... an Awakened gem to level 5. That was pretty funny. I should actually see if I can sell that. I think I had it listed yesterday, but I think I had it listed too high because I don't think it's sold. Alright, eat skeletons, buddy. There, now you are also cursed with vulnerability, and you're standing in pride. You're just gonna die. You're gonna die. You're gonna go down. Good luck. Sheesh. I would not enjoy having 16 zombies all performing their basic attack on me, if you know what I'm saying. That would be no good. No bueno. How many more monsters are there? Geez, Summit map is pretty big. This is a pretty big map. Wow! Those lightning warping guys, man. Those guys are spooky. I still haven't gotten my pure X drop. Come on, Chris Wilson. What's the deal here, man? Maybe I should stop complaining at Chris and start complaining at Jonathan Rogers. Come on, man. You're the technical director. Why can't you technically make a Exalted Orb drop for me? Maybe I shouldn't complain at GGG at all, because then they'll just be like, nah, you don't get any drops. You only get portal scrolls from now on. Alright, let's try it. What the heck? I don't have 10% HP, so if I die, I lose all my XP anyway, right? Let's do this, Metamorph! Let's see what you got. So far, we're still alive. Still alive. We survived it. Alright. Not bad. Not bad at all. How much XP did we get from that map? Like 1%? It's pretty funny. Oh, what are we talking about? Who said Diablo 3? What are we talking about? Oh, Lodric says, I just purchased Tailwind Elusive Boots. Nice. Kirky got his first Bottled Faith. Alright. Hey, that's exciting. I'm excited for you guys. That's good news. Alright, let's drop this in here. And here and here. What is that? Lungs? Lungs? Alright. We're still trying to get this guy to spawn, so we're just going to keep farming this, right? We'll do a courthouse. Next. Oh, I should have done it as a Nico. Do I not have a Nico? I've got 4 Nicos. I should have done this as a Nico. No! Making mistakes. PGB Hart says, Diablo 3 on consoles has a similar concept. If a monster defeats a player, it will seek out another player on the first friends list. That's funny. I did not realize that. That sounds like a funny system. Like, hey man, this monster that killed me in this map. Oh yeah, that was probably my fault. He killed me and he got stronger. Eventually there's just this wandering monster that's just unkillable. She's got gazillions of HP. Ignites you when activated. That's no good. No bueno. Courthouse is a pretty good map, right? It's got pretty good layout. Pretty good layout, pretty good density. Am I missing out on the Atlas meta? Am I wrong? Is Courthouse bad? Am I making a mistake running this map? I'm probably making a mistake in how I'm rolling this map, because I didn't put any sextants or anything into it. Basically just alking and go. I prefer not to think of myself as a lazy mapper. I prefer to think of myself as a conservative mapper. I'm conservative in my approach to use of currency. Now, if you're not using a speed build, like the speed clear everything, if you're not using an auto bomber or some headhunter farmer, a COC build, if you're not using something that just like ramps up and speeds through a map, then you're going to have diminishing returns on the amount of currency that you put in. Whoa, hey now! Am I maimed? I'm maimed. I'm gonna die here. These guys are no joke. Oh, hey there, eh? So we heard you like to die, so we decided we'd come kill you, eh? These guys are Canadian bosses come back from the dead. I'm bleeding. Ah! I need to get some brawn jewels or some efficient training jewels that are like corrupted. To knock off corrupted blood and bleeding. Bleeding cannot be inflicted on you. That would be nice to have. Just would not have to worry about that status ailment. I mean, I've got... What is this? This is my ignite. This is my bleed. This is additional in case I get cursed. That's freeze, chill, and stun immunity. So I've got plenty of options here, but it would be nice to just have the status like, hey, you don't ever have to worry about bleeding again. It would also mean I could free up my flask. Speaking of freeing up my flask, didn't I say earlier in the stream I was going to update my belt? I think I did. I should go look for a belt. Just go min-max the heck out of this build. I'm at 2100 strength. Can we push 22? Do I hear 2200 strength? Alright, here's Tane. How are there more than 50 monsters alive? How is this possible? Well, these guys are probably going to cause bleeding, won't they? Because they'll be based off of the monsters. From the boss of the map. Yeah, he's spooky. Look at the damage he's doing. Look at the damage he's taking. He's not taking any damage. Jeez. My dude. Could you just die? What has he got? He's got extra life and regen? He resists elemental damage. I don't do any elemental damage. Take that. Whoa, hey now. That's a lot of damage. There's no need for it to call for that, Mr. Metamorph. Like, come on, dude. Just die, drop your loot, and we'll call it good. Okay, thank you much. Oh, 2 exalted shards. Nice, thank you, sir. Talismans? Talismans? Really? Oh, we got a tier 13. Nice. And a geode map. Talismans? Really? Still more than 50 monsters. Where did I miss the 50 monsters? Is there a room, like, right up here? Right up in here! Right here. No? All you guys that are like, Iron, why aren't you being efficient? Don't go back for the last 50 monsters. No. No, this is an issue of personal pride. There they are. Alright, we got them. Yeah, we did it. I have satisfaction. Although I still don't have Baran. He is not spawned. That's a bummer. Chris Wheeler says, there are worse things than portal scrolls. You could only drop large white items, 8 inventory spots to get a wisdom scrap. That sounds like appropriate punishment. That sounds pretty good. Alright, we'll do this summit map. And then what? I guess I'm just going to leave New Vestir. I'm going to try somewhere else to get Drox to spawn. Or not Drox, Baran. I've already got Drox spawned. Courthouse is okay, says Taco Mage. The layout is kind of loopy. Much better than any dungeon layout, though. Yeah. 3 bosses are nice. Oh, that's true. Chicken says, hey, have you made a rarity build before? And maybe you have a few tips. So I have made lots of magic find builds in the past. The trick with magic finding right now is whether or not you're doing it for divination card farming. If you're doing it for item rarity because you want uniques to drop, then you're just going to want to stack as much item rarity as possible. You want to go Wind Ripper on your item, on your main weapon. Your weapon slot is going to be a Wind Ripper. Oftentimes, boss for boss killing, people will go with, I believe it's Line Eyes Glare. No, that's the... Line Eyes Remorse, I think, is the bow that people will use for their offhand weapon swap for bossing setup in order to go for a single target 6-link setup. So you'll have Wind Ripper for clearing trash, then you'll have Line Eyes Remorse for clearing bosses. Other than that, you're looking for Gold Worm, like perfectly rolled Gold Worm for item quantity, and then you're looking for, is it called Andivarius, I think? If you're going with the rarity route, if you want item rarity, then you're going Andivarius. If you're going item quantity, then you're going to want to go Venter's Gamble in the ring slot. Bisco's Collar. Bisco's Leash as well, if you'd like to go with Rampage. Or you can go Headhunter if you've got the currency for it. And you just want to go super duper fast. Lots of options. A wide variety, a plethora of options, as it were, my friends. Yeah, Summit Map feels really big. This feels like just like an enormously large instance, doesn't it? It's got to be one of the bigger maps in the game, right? Like just the surface area that it covers. I feel like it's pretty big. Maybe it's because it's both big and it's wide open that it feels this way. There's a your mom joke in there somewhere, but I'm not going to make it. I'll let one of you guys stoop to that level. It does feel very, very, very wide open, which is nice. There are occasionally these tree stumps that I bump into, but other than that, I'm liking some summit. I see why people are chaining summits as their tier 16 map. I'm understanding it. Minion builds still seem so strong. It's because they are. They are. They are fantastic builds. And anyone who says otherwise is lying. Or they just don't enjoy the playstyle. Somebody could say they don't enjoy minion builds. It doesn't mean they're not strong, though. They are quite strong. Did he jump? He jumped. Okay. Away we go. Look at all these rare guys that there are to kill. There's actually a lot of rare guys in here. Holy moly. Those meteors actually stun me. Oh, nice. It's a good-looking pair of belt. It's a good-looking belt. Good-looking pair of belt? A good-looking belt. Alright, Atlas mission received. Nice. Oh, should we fight this? Let's fight this. Already have my Vol Summon Skellies up. They're probably all going to disappear as soon as it actually summons. Is he in range of Pride? Yeah, he's in range of Pride. He's going to do something. He's got some attack. He's going to hit me. Or he's just going to die. Yeah, he's just going to die. What is up with these talismans? What is this? And why is there a leather belt trolling me? Arrgh. What is this? Is this a temple? Oh, increased life. Yeah, that's a temple drop. It's nice. Lion Eyes Glare. Remorse is the shield. Oh, thank you for correcting me, Norlico. Thank you. Thank you for correcting that. Taco Mage says Marshes feels pretty big too. Yeah, Marshes is another one. That's a good call. William Kelly says, I'm using Herald of Purity build with 5k life and Dominating Blow. Kind of feels like a cheap man headhunter. Oh, there you go. Nice. Deltran Does Game says, how much currency would you need to squeak into tier 16 maps with a minion build? I don't think much. I don't think much. I would recommend Viperesque's Summoner. That's what I would recommend. Viperesque. Here, let me see if I can't pull up Viperesque's. Here you go. Here you go. This is the Viperesque build that I would recommend. It's really, really strong. It doesn't require a single unique. So you can play it solo self-found, you can play it in standard, you can play it in league. Play it anywhere you want. Okay, let's go get an upgrade for this belt. Because I haven't spent enough currency on something recently, and I would like that. Ooh, should I buy up more of these? No, I shouldn't. Okay, so our current belt is tier 3 strength, tier 1 attributes, tier 3 energy shield. So we would be looking for better than that. Well, it's also got armor on it, which is kind of actually important because we don't have any armor. So let's look for a belt. It's got to be non-unique. We want strength. The strength has got to be, what's the tier 1? Tier 3 is what? Tier 3 is 43 to 50. So we're going to say it's got to be at least 55. It also needs to have attributes. Percent increased attributes. It needs to have at least 10% increased attributes. Right? Because that's the tier 1. Yep. And then we're going to say it needs to have at least 50 energy shield. Does this build exist? Oh, so I need to have the tier 1 roll. That's what I need. I need to have the tier 1 strength roll. How much is it? It's 16x for this belt, for this upgrade. Look at how much strength is on that thing, though. Oh my goodness! This is 200x. This is 9x for how much less strength? 3 less strength? How much energy shield? 50? Versus 50? I should just buy this. I should just buy this. Is there anyone that's cheaper than 9x? That one's got a lot less total strength. That one's got 56 total strength. This is 111. Alright, so let's take a look. Always pull up POB. When you're going to make a big purchase, you always want to pull up POB and be like, okay, how much is this actually going to be worth? What is the actual immediate impact on this build going to be? So we pull up Innocence's Golden Arse. That's the character that we're on right now. We go into items. We go message this guy. And we see. Because this might not even be an upgrade. Might not even be an upgrade. It's called the Plague Lash. Okay, so I'm going to have to buy this, and then I'm going to have to divine it up. Alright, so let's do that. Because this is indeed an upgrade. I mean, it's all 9 exalted. It's all 9x. Which for some builds, that's like twice as much as the entire budget. For most of the builds that I play, this belt is twice the entire budget. This is what happens at the end of the league. G3 Iron just starts not caring anymore. Starts throwing money around left and right. Look at that thing. Tier 1 energy shield. Tier 1 strength. Tier 1 attributes. No, it's tier 2. It's tier 2 attributes. Oh man. I actually don't want that. It's actually tier 2 attributes. So I actually don't want that. I'm glad I didn't buy that. So does this belt not exist? Well, this one's 200x. So that's why these are so much pricier. Okay, so apparently 10% is with the catalyst. That's right, with the catalyst modifiers. Watch out for catalyst modifiers, people. This just does not have enough strength. Look at this. 59 strength. I need 111. Oh my goodness. Look at this belt. Look at this belt. Oh my goodness! This is crazy. This is only 82 strength. Look at that. Tier 5 strength. I think I just gotta live with my belt. Oh, that's a Stygian vise. But that's going to be less overall strength. Because look at the strength I've got on this thing. I've got 100 strength on this thing. Oh, hey, what's up, Mason Davis? Aren't these just absolutely crazy belts? These belts are insane. Baron, okay, Mason, this belt is insane. Legitimately insane. I'm just staring at your belt, Mason. I'm just sitting here staring at it. Tier 1 on strength, Tier 1 on increased attributes. I could care less about the life. The mana is nice because of the gain percent of mana as extra energy shield. Like I could use all of that. Yeah, keep making fun of me. Oh man. It looks so good. But you know what it's missing? It's missing a slightly balding necromancer. That's seriously gotta be one of the best belts in League. Congrats, man. That's gotta be one of the top. See, I don't need the life roll. But look at the difference, though. Look at the difference between this. 103 total strength. This is 114. ES is 51. 31 mana. I mean, there's a better divine roll on this, but it also has life on this one. This one is just 40x. Just 40x, you know. Only 40x. But then you get down here into these guys. These guys 78 strength. That's nothing. This guy just needs to take the risk and slam strength on here. Just slam tier 1 strength on here, my dude. Like, get rid of this crafted strength and go slam crafted strength on there. Those are my best crafts. Oh, with percent to increase maximum ES as well. Ah, that's insane. The Havoc Bond. Oh my goodness. Yeah, those are insane. Wow. That's pretty insane, my man. That's pretty insane. Alright, what are we doing next? What's the next thing that we were doing? I was going to get an upgrade for my belt, but apparently the belt that I've got for 2x from earlier in the league is actually pretty dang good. It's actually really, really good for my build. Alright, let's keep looking for Baron. That's right, we're still looking for Baron. What's going on, Baron? Baron. Let's try Voldo's Rest. Is he in Voldo's? Where is Voldo? Where is Baron? Find out next time on G3 Iron Hunts Endlessly. Can he proc off of an Elder map? That would be too convenient, wouldn't it? It'd be way too convenient. Alright, let's do these as Nico's. Do I like Shrine map? I don't remember, actually. Overgrown Shrine. Do you guys like Overgrown Shrine? Will a well-rolled Cyclopean Coil do you any good, says Split Burrito? No, it would actually not be better. It would not in any way, shape, or form be better than what we're using right now. Alright. Oh yeah, we like this. We like this map. This is a good map. Look at this. Here's Nico right here. Wait, I'm already lagging. Why am I lagging? Do you see these frame rates? Is that because Baron's going to show up? Is that why? No? Of course not. Come here, Baron. Why can't you just show up, my man? I'm actually about to hop over onto my Holy Relic guy. Here he is! He did it! Yes! Alright, we got Baron to show up. So now we can fail. I mean, we can attempt this this Conqueror. This Conqueror challenge. And look at all the extra XP we're getting because of all these terribly dangerous mobs that are spawning in. So now I just need him to proc what? 3 more times? 2 more times? And then I can fight him? Then I can try to get that nasty part of the challenge done. I am at what? 33 right now challenges? Yeah. That would put me at 34. Not bad at all. Show me the map. What are your guys' challenge completions at? This is not a weird flex question. This is coming from someone who has never done 36 challenges before, by the way. When I say this has been a really fun league, I mean it. Like, I've never interacted with a league this long before. This has been the longest that a league has ever kept my attention. And you guys know I love me some PoE. Really enjoy PoE, but no league has kept my attention for this long. Still playing characters, not just flipping, not just making currency, not just playing in standard. Like, no league has kept me in this long. I'm gonna die. Nope, I didn't. Haha. That was close. But no cigar. Ooh! An Abyss. Yeah, we can try to fight this. I have, like, terrible physical mitigation, but we can try. Look at that. That's 100% physical mitigation standing behind a wall. Oh, look. A box. Plus 5 to chest level. That'll be like, what? Nothing? Yeah, nothing that drops. Oh, no. Baron guys and Abyss guys. Hide in a corner. Go get them zombies. You go do your thing. I'll be hiding in a corner. I actually have no idea why I'm hiding in a corner. I have less than 10% XP. Like, dying at this point is just losing all of my XP, so who cares? Fingerless silk gloves. What eye level? 84? Okay. Some crafter will buy those for a couple chaos, right? In fact, it might be one of you. One of you might craft mirror tier gloves using this fine, glorious, fingerless set of gloves that I have dropped in this overgrown shrine map. It's Baron influenced, and it was handcrafted at the Art Institute of New Zealand by Chris Wilson himself. That's how you know it's a high quality drop. I actually don't like this map boss very well. I ought to build like just some fast mapper for the end of the league here, just so that way I can go in and get a bunch of boss kills. And then just run low-level maps. That's what I should do. Alright, should we fight the Metamorph? Let's fight the Metamorph. Fighting Metamorphs is worth it, right? It's fun. Gives us lots of currency, lots of good drops. Takes a long time though, sometimes. Oh, Jinkies. Surprised I didn't die from that. He's got the tornadoes going and everything. If he fires a whole bunch of projectiles, I might just straight up die. Nope, I won't though. Got lucky. Whew. It'd be interesting if you were on a twinned bosses map and you did Metamorph and it spawned 2 of them. That would be interesting. All right, the answer to the how many challenges are you at question. Kirky's at 35. Deltran says 16. This is my first league. Mason says 38. I'm so close. Sir Smoke-A-Lot says 24. Taco Mage says I'm at 32, hoping to knock out the last 6 this weekend and retire from the league. Very nice. William Kelly says 30 out of 40 on PS4. Nice. James Stewart says, oh, a minion build. Now you have my attention. Oh, come on, James. You know if you're coming to hang out with me, it's going to most likely be a minion build. That's just the reality of it. All right, so now we've got 4 guys who are already in spawned. So now I just need to do the low-tier equivalents of their maps, right? Show me the map. All right, so do I actually want to run these on this guy, or do I have a lower level guy I want to run them on? And I'll just run them on him. I'll just run them on this guy. That's fine. Just run them right here. Oh, this is a blighted map. Throw this over here. Did I have any more blighted maps? I thought I got rid of them. Did I sell them? What did I do with them? Blighted maps. I put them in my blighted map folder. Ha ha ha. I have 2 blighted maps right now. Alright, so what do we need? We need to do Baran and Valdo's Rest, and it's got to be low tier. Valdo. Where is Valdo? Oh, nice. It's a pier map. Peninsula. Anything else? Nope. Mud Geyser. Anything else? Scriptorum. I think that's it. And then Peninsula. And pier again. We can put another pier here in the middle. There we go. All right, and we're just automatically going to hit this, right? We're going to hit it 3 maps right away. Not a problem. Easy as you like. Oh, I should have put him in on Nico. That's what I should have done. Taco Mage says, I'm going to hate to tell you this because the market, but the best low-level map to burst for boss kills is Race Course. Oh, interesting, because it's got 3 bosses and it's super duper fast to get to. That makes sense. That makes sense. The boss spawn location is pretty predictable, and the move speed, and with move speed investment, you can dash over there in about 20 seconds and kill the bosses. Not quite as good as City Square, but it's a ton cheaper. That makes sense. That's actually brilliant. It's not a bad call. Why am I actually summoning skeletons? I don't need damage here. This is like a tier 1 map. No, it's not like a tier 1 map. It actually is a tier 1 map. What am I doing with my life? The fact that they make it so that way you can spawn conquerors on low tier maps, it's like, what the heck? He's not going to spawn. I've killed a couple of packs. He's not here yet. He's not going to spawn. That's depressing. Alright, I'll leave this map my parting gift. 2 middle fingers and some summoned skeletons. There you go. I hate Pier's layout. No. Rather, I don't hate Pier's Pier's layout. I hate the things that you can get caught on the pier. The pier layout is actually pretty straightforward. It's one straight line and then like a square and a turn and the boss on the opposite side. It's not bad. And occasionally there's a couple of offshoots. It really is not bad in terms of the layout. It's the number of things that you can get caught on. City Square, huh? I don't know actually what I'm going to go for my next few. I think I need 2 more in order to get to 36, right? So I think this one would probably be one that's pretty easy. Oh, look, he spawned. There we go. So this one, and then I think this one. I think those are going to be my next 2. And so that should put me at 36. Then I don't even have to do the map boss one. Because the map boss one, I'm just over halfway. So. Maybe I'll do like some stupid bow frenzy raider to end off the league. Oh, I used that as an eco, didn't I? Yeah, and then this one I didn't use as an eco. Oh well. It's a white mission. It's a low tier mission. If I get the Nico because he's right near the entrance, that's great. If I don't, I don't. It's okay. Alright, Mud Geyser, here we go. Let's go find a couple packs, get a couple kills, and then Baran just pops up, and then we go kill him. Right? Right? Nope. I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe I should make a auto bomber build. Auto bomber raider with a whole bunch of frenzy charges. Yeah, it's not happening this map. What a bummer. What a tease. Come on, Baran. Gotta find out where he's hiding. Let's go back to Pier. There should be a counter. There should be like a little counter next to each of these names. Not that says undefeated, but like how many times they've taunted. There should be a little tiny counter inside there. Red says, if you fully unique Watchstone and Juice maps to tier 19, Canyon is 1% from 99 to 100. Oh, so 200 fully juiced tier 19 Canyons gets you from 99 to 100. Not bad. The only problem is staying alive. Yeah, good luck staying alive. In all honesty, do you enjoy the Conqueror spawning mechanic? No, I don't. I don't enjoy the way how they spawn. I think they should spawn with fragments like the Shaper, like the Elder. I think that's a good mechanic. Like, if GGG wants to say, oh, well, we feel like too many bosses were doing that and we wanted to try something different. Okay, well, this is just RNG. Like, there's no protection, there's no farming something if you just want to farm something. This is taking away from some of the things that we can actually target farm and some of the agency that GGG has been great about giving us over the last year and a half. GGG has given us a ton of agency over the last year and a half, which they ought to be commended for. We as players ought to let them know, hey, we really like that. We appreciate that. Unfortunately, there's some really bad feedback that's being given out right now. The feedback is, hey, we're all playing Metamorph because we really like the new gems, we really like the new economy, we really like the new fights, but GGG might actually read that and go, hey, this is keeping longer retention for players, so we should do this more. The reason why it's keeping us more is because we're all having to learn it during the first league that this is out. This mechanic has been out. So once this mechanic has been out for a second league, I think next league is going to see a big hit in the player base. Like, if next league is not some massive draw for players who are new, which we all know the team at GGG is working on PoE 2, they're working on 4.0 tirelessly, like, we're very appreciative of that. But I think in the short term, we're going to see a dip in the overall player base because a lot of veteran players who are going to come back or are going to consider coming back because they've played for so long this league aren't going to come back next league. They're going to go, okay, I kind of burned myself out during Metamorph, and I don't want to go do all of those things again. Imagine for a minute, if you're a player that has got even half of Alva's unveiled bench done, and you've got, you know, a full Atlas completed. That in and of itself, like, we as a softcore guild, like, we'll force unveiled crafts onto our guild crafters just so that way individual players don't have to deal with the headache of doing that. You know? Now, granted, you as an individual player don't have the crafts yourself to do anymore. But we've got a couple of different guild crafters that are pretty much always online in a rotating fashion in a 24-hour, you know, global world that we're in. So there's always somebody available to help somebody out with a craft. And there's no cost to it, right? The only cost is hey, you got to pay your own way, right? If the craft costs you 2 chaos, then you got to pay the 2 chaos. But other than that, that saves a massive amount of time for a lot of players unveiling stuff. So, and that's just talking about unveiling. That's talking about the Atlas, and then on top of that, if you want to get Awakened gems again for your build, Like, it could be interesting. Okay, here's Red's perspective on that question. He said, it used to be 11 times tier 16 and 1 times tier 15 to spawn Uber Elder before. It takes an average of 24 maps to spawn Cirrus. So there you go. So it used to be 12 and now it's 24. They basically doubled the time that it takes for you to get to this endgame boss. Red says, and Red is a constant standard player, by the way. Red says, I've never seen this many people drop League and roll standard. We have 200 plus members and it's 45% play standard this league. It's usually 15%. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. So that's just, those are some of my thoughts. That was a great question, Split Burrito. That was a good question. By the way, I did a terrible job earlier in the day of self-promotion. So here's a moment of self-promotion. If you are enjoying the stream, you can go ahead and like, subscribe, and ding the bell. If you appreciate the feedback that we give you on your POB, or you're like, hey, I really want to support G3 Iron and the G3 community, that's great. You can send us tips to PayPal if you'd rather do just a one-time tip thing, or if you'd rather support us on a more regular basis, then you can subscribe to Patreon and get perks through Patreon on our Discord server. So there you go. There's me being shamelessly promotional. Shamelessly promotional? Promoting shamelessly. That was me doing my best salesmanship. Hopefully it got you to smash that like button, give us a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to join the G3 fam. That's such a funny word. You millennials and your words. The family. Because family is too long of a word, we must say fam. And if you subscribe to G3 on YouTube, you will of course get more wonderful hot grumpy takes like this. Oh, it's funny. It's actually really interesting to see how many people join our Discord server off of live streams versus how many people join the Discord server off of videos versus how many people sign up for Patreon after videos. It's really interesting to see what people value and what people are looking for in a gaming community. It's interesting because everybody's looking for something different, and so it's always fun to see what drives us as human beings to come together to conglomerate, to incorporate ourselves into guilds, into groups, into gaming communities. It's always fun to see. Some players are just looking for somebody cool to chill with. Some people are looking for specific help on a build. Some people personally know someone, and so they get a referral. There's a lot of different ways that people meet one another, right? And that we build gaming communities together. All right. That was all of my low-tier Valdo's Rest maps. Do I have one more? I have one more Peninsula map. I'm going to actually have to start running, like, high-tier stuff. What the heck? Show me the map. Do I have this completed? I don't have the Awakening bonus completed on Factory. What's the Awakening bonus? There you go. Well, we can do that map then. We'll alch that map. Why not? Make it better. Players are cursed with vulnerability. That's awful. No, thank you, sir. Players are cursed with elemental weakness. No. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so we'll run one last Peninsula map. And we'll see if we can't get Baran to show up here. Altaria says, I did like Metamorph, though as drops, it was insane. Yeah, the drops from Metamorph were pretty great. They nerfed the drops. Like, nobody has confirmed that officially yet on GGG's side, but after the first 2 weeks of Metamorph, pretty sure we all felt it. Like, was anybody in anybody's guild chat, posting that they dropped 3 Exalted Orbs or more in their Metamorph fights? Like, that was happening a lot in the first 2 weeks, and then after that, was not happening. I think the first hotfix after Christmas and New Year's was like, oh, we clearly turned drops way too high up on Metamorphs. A lot of people made a lot of currency early on from farming Metamorphs. Which is true always. It's always true. If you can figure out a way to profitably interact with the league mechanic, like, and to spam it very quickly, that's almost always a profitable approach to a new league, into a new league mechanic. Alright, Baron's not coming, is he? We've killed a bunch of packs. He's not coming on this map. Let's go to the next map. Taco Mage says, things were better before Trunculent was shorted to just truck. Dang automotive industry, shakes Kane. Yeah, see, back in my day... Alright, we should do this as a Zana, yeah? This looks nice. What's this? Cold damage, global critical, and then critical strike with cold. Yeah, that does look nice. It's like a good freezing pulse jewel right there. Split Burrito says, however, that's what made Metamorph worth it. Now, risk the one-shot for what? Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's one of the reasons why I very rarely interact with these guys anymore. What's Plateau off of? Players are cursed with elemental weakness. I don't want that. Shaped Gardens. I don't think I like any of these. I don't like any of these. Go away, Zana. You're obnoxious. Gave me a whole bunch of bad maps. Shoo! Okay, Baron, you can spawn at any time now, buddy. My computer didn't lag at all when we came into this map, so that probably means he's not spawning. That's another benefit, you know. You can say, you know, GGG is a free-to-play company, but it's really pay to win. If you pay for a bad enough computer, you will have the wild advantage of knowing exactly when a conqueror is going to spawn. Or exactly when a betrayal encounter is about to murder you, because your frames will simply drop down to 0. Or when Cirrus is about to do his die maneuver, because before the audio cue goes off, your computer loses all of its FPS. Sorry. Just bad computer things. Alright, he's not in here. This is making me mad. Maybe I've got more new Vestir stuff. Maybe I've got... Oh no, it's Valdo's Rest. Maybe I've got more Valdo's Rest on my other account. Dead Happens says, I just made the sickest boots. Oh. Okay. Cool. Red says, the only difference between Standard and League right now is catalysts from the endgame perspective. Yeah, you're right. It's just the prevalence of catalysts and how available they are. Yep. But be careful, Red. If we tell too many League players that, they'll be like, "Oh no!" and maybe they'll try Standard out and they'll actually enjoy it. So we got to be careful. Shh. It's pretty funny because I think it's a top 10 video on the channel. Like 5 reasons on our. We made a video called, I think, 5 reasons why you should try Standard, or 5 reasons why I enjoy Standard. Which, looking back on it, I regret that title because that's a pretty clickbaity title. Number 3 will shock you. But it's pretty interesting, like, with how much players say, like, you know, League is where most players play. I don't know, man. League might be where the most active and repeat players play. But I think the most consistent players probably play on Standard. And by active, maybe I should say hyperactive. Look at all these barrels in here. Are any of them going to drop me a mirror? No. None of them. None of them. Bummer. Alright, well, we killed the Atlas objective here for the bonus objective. So now what are we up to? 93. These are the boots that I just crafted, says Jandor Lowlife Gamer. Tailwind, Elusive. Those are some good life rolls. And strength. Is that tier 2 strength? It's tier 1 life, tier 3 strength. Yeah, those are some good boots, my man. Those are definitely some good boots. Some sick boots. You know, it wasn't that long ago. It was, what, 8 months ago that I was saying, oh my goodness, Onslaught boots. Everybody just has Onslaught now from Synthesis, and now Onslaught boots are like... I wonder, it's too bad, right? Because Synthesis influenced items, I don't think you can slam, right? You can't add influence to them. So we can't create Onslaught, you know, Synthesis boots with Elusive and Tailwind. That's not possible, and that's probably a good thing. It's probably still a good thing. Alright, we got all of our Nico. I don't care that there's more than 50 in here. Let's get out. Sir Smoke-A-Lot says, I don't know if it was my blind luck or if you're higher Awakener level or something, but I've been running the same map on the Conqueror. First spawn gets him to pop. Yeah, 60% of the time it works every time. Yeah. Oh, you just straight up slam the strength. Nice. Standard is where I do my hobby builds. Yeah, that's fun. League is where you play meta builds. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's boot up my standalone account. Let's do that because I think I've got more maps over there that are low tier maps. So let's boot this sucker up. Woo! That's amazing. Split Burrito, thanks so much for your... What is that? Super Chat. That's what we call it, right? Super Chat. Split Burrito with the Super Chat. Very nice. Thanks so much for your tip, man. I greatly appreciate it. So let's try to get some more maps going. Maybe you guys are just all laughing at my terrible luck, right? Maybe it's my terrible luck. Maybe that's the entertainment value of the stream. Hey guys, come check out G3 Iron, as he never gets Conquerors to proc when he needs them to proc in order to finish challenges. How many hours? That's the question of the day. How many hours will it take G3 Iron to proc Baran the final time? Stay tuned and find out. Oh man, that's funny. There you go. Red says, hey, good work, Burrito, on behalf of all the broke asses here. Thanks a lot. And there you go. And by that I mean me, says Red. So now what we are looking for is Valdos, right? I always get these mixed up. Yeah, we're looking for Valdos. Valdos is going to give us this Conqueror. And then we can kill all the Conquerors, and we can go die to Cirrus, and it'll be worth it. It'll be great. I love that Conqueror spawn eats up maps. Yeah, it does. It just tears through maps. I'm actually really glad at, like, the number of player-able ways that we've got to spawn maps right now. If you're ever running low on maps, you can go run Zana, right? And Zana now gives you like a lot of different map options and a lot of different completion options for maps. I like that on Delve. If you want to go into Delve, you can get maps from Delve. I like that maps drop inside Alva's Temple, right? So you can get maps through Alva's Temple. I like that you can get maps through purchasing, of course, through Zana, but then, of course, the number of maps that now drop, I do feel like this new Atlas is more forgiving. I will say that. The Atlas presently and the Conqueror spawning method, I feel, are two different issues, right? The Atlas is really, really good, and the progression in the Atlas, I feel like, is really, really good. The Conqueror spawning is less than desirable. I feel like that's the best way that I've come up with to say the two, to differentiate between the two, right? The one thing is a really, really enjoyable experience, and it's progressing your Atlas. It's seeing your Atlas progress. It's seeing your Atlas light up with different conquerors. It's seeing, oh, there's new maps that get revealed as you socket more watchstones like that. I think that's cool. I think a lot of players actually enjoy that. But it gets really, really frustrating when you need specific maps in a specific zone and you don't have them, and you're never sure. You're just never sure. It's like throwing fusings at a 6-link. You're never sure if it's actually going to hit or not. And so when we're 6-linking something, and maybe this is like the best analogy that I can think of, so feel free to steal this, go share this on other people's Twitch, on other people's Discords, on other people's YouTube videos. I feel like the new Conqueror system is like if you had to fuse for a 6-link, but you had no crafting bench option for it, right? At a certain point in time, when you are trying to 6-link something, you can always just say, screw it, I have thrown so many fusings at this, I'm just going to 6-link it through a set number of fusings on the crafting bench, right? You've got crafting protection. Right now, we have no Conqueror spawn protection. There is none. It's just, hey, you're just going to keep eating through maps, and supposedly it's 33%. Supposedly. All right, let's look and see here. How many maps do I have on this guy? Here we go. We'll let you guys see this one over here too. All right, so for those of you who don't know this, shout out in chat, because I know a lot of new players, they don't realize this. Grinding Gear Games has got no problem with you running 2 accounts. Okay, you can run 2 accounts. One account can be linked to Steam, and one account can be on their standalone client. So this right here is me showing you what it looks like to actually use 2 accounts. You can use 2 accounts. It's not bannable. It's totally in line with the terms of service. Totally allowable. All right, so we're going for Valdo's Rest. How many maps do I have on my second? Valdo's. All right, so I've got 7 pier maps. And you betcha I'm taking like all these maps, by the way, from this account. Mesa map. Anything else? Is that it? Oh, Mud Geyser. Alright, so look at this. This is what? 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 maps. So let's see here. Let's go trade for these 11 maps. Let's go trade ourselves for these 11 maps. Altaria says, starting up is rough, but once you get your awakening bonus and map completion around 140, you start to have more maps than you can run. Yes. So the amount of maps that you can run and the amount of maps that you can get feel good. The amount of maps that drop feels good. What feels bad is that we can't target farm and we can't set up our Atlas so that way there's very specific drops, right? We can't abuse the rules that we've had in the past in order to target farm. So that's a part of why it can be tough to play the game presently, as it is presently constructed. Alright, let's go into a pier map. We'll see if this works. Yeah, Split Burrito says, but if 60 of those tier 6 maps were taken to spawn 4 Conquerors, yeah. It's a lot. Like, it's a risk-reward. It's a risk-reward. It's also a risk-reward thing in, like, the maps that you actually try to complete. One of the reasons why there's no point in trying to run these maps, right, as we're getting Conquerors to spawn, is because literally these low-tier maps can't spawn other low-tier maps. Like, the Atlas is essentially locked out for low-tier maps to drop other low-tier maps, unless they're low-tier maps that are spawning from a higher-tier map mechanic that's not influenced by the Atlas. Like, the Atlas, once you've got sockets and your awakening level to 8, like, you're not going to drop low-tier maps. The Atlas doesn't let you do that. So that's one of the advantages to actually using 2 accounts. Is I set up one Atlas so that way I can just farm as many low-tier maps as I need to in a low-tier zone, and then I can always give those over to my main account when I need to spawn Conquerors, like in this scenario. And once again, we've killed a whole bunch of guys, and he has not spawned. It's okay. I'm not going to tilt. I got my level 96 today. I'm happy. To spawn Awakener, you take notes of which maps you ran? Yeah. I'm trying not to run the same map over and over, by the way. I'm just running 2 maps of the same back-to-back at a time. Generally, you want to split it out so it's every other. That's generally what you want to do. Supposedly, it's a 33% chance regardless. Supposedly. I don't know. I don't know if you guys are keeping track in chat or not. How many maps we've run since Baran finally spawned. It has been a while, I will say that.
It is not the strongest of the species. It is not the strongest of the one most responsive, but the one most responsive.
He's not going to spawn again. Alright, so he's not in the pier map. Got to keep looking. Maybe add a sextant mod, says Taco Mage. Influence maps are guaranteed to spawn a conqueror. That would be awesome. That would give us all a reason to use sextants. That would be pretty awesome. Split Burrito says, my juicing must have sucked then. I managed to get Cirrus at 8, but damn, after that it felt like I was running 10 to 15 maps to pop a conqueror. Yeah, it feels real bad. Again, I think the Atlas is good. I think the Atlas and the progression system, like everything up until your first Cirrus fight, is really good and really smooth. And then, hey, there he is. Okay, we got him. We just needed to complain more. But then everything after that first Cirrus fight is just a nightmare. It's no fun. It's no good. Alright, let's get out of here. So we got Baran to spawn. Alright, so now what I'm going to do... This is Baran level 8. So I think I actually have to fight him on this account, because I don't think my other guy can actually fight him. Oh, it's inside the factory map. Interesting. So this is actually going to be pretty tough with Flame Dash and minions to get this challenge complete. Yeah, this one mechanic is very confusing. There's no lying, dude. It's not just you. It's not just you. It is definitely a confusing mechanic across the board. I actually wouldn't be surprised if Baran kills me, because his Shock Slam does a whole bunch of damage. I've only got 15-2 energy shield. I've only got... He's killed me several times already this league, so it would not shock me if he killed me today. The trick is that I don't want to be affected by the mana runes. That's the trick. It's a very advanced game of hopscotch fighting Baran. It's like a 2D platformer has come to Rayclass. Alright, here's the boss chamber. Don't let him shock you. Alright, let's drop the thingamabob here. Alright, let's try to fight him. Alright, he's gotta influence every square, right? Every mana square. Alright, so he influenced those ones. Oh, and I stood on it! No! Ow! Dang it. That's super frustrating. I thought I flame dashed over it. Ah! I hate this guy. You know what's the most frustrating part about it? Honestly, can we get some Fs in chat for this challenge completion on this character? It's not going to happen. The most frustrating part of this entire challenge completion, I have it done on my other character. I have it done on my other account. So I know mechanically I can do it. Executing it is another matter. All right, well, just go kill him. Go get him, guys. Go get him. Screw this guy. No, thanks to the Crusaders Exalted Orb, buddy. I hate your guts, Baron. If there ever was a villain in this game that I hated, that stupid challenge has made me hate him all the more. Ugh. What are Crusaders at right now? Are they at anything good? Are they worth any blessed orbs? Let's go and look. Ah, I hate Baron. Crusaders Exalted Orb. It's worth 1.2. Bum bum ba bum. Boom. That's a bummer. That's so depressing. Urgh. Okay, so now what I have to do. Is I have to play on my other account and unlock the Watchstone in that area, and then I have to log this account in and join him in the Citadel. Okay, that's our new strategy. Friends, we have a new strat. All right, let's get out of our Steam account. So we're going to go to our backup strategy. Backup strategy is log on to account number 2, get Baron to spawn on this account because it's going to be way faster than getting him to spawn on that account. Again, because I have to go get the other 3 Conquerors to proc 3 times each. Ah! So before we take on that mindlessly grindy task, I would rather run Beachheads. I would rather chill out and just run Beachheads for hours for XP and hang out with you guys. Grinding out Beachheads. Like, it's the same repetitive content, but it's not RNG. Like, you're not like, oh, I wonder if there's going to be a boss on this particular map. I wonder if this particular Beachhead map is going to give me the thing that I was hoping for. Okay, red is the one that we want. So let's look in either Haymark or New Vestir. Which one has more maps? I have, like, no maps in either. Okay. Well, that's exciting. Ugh. Let's look in the cairns. Do I have maps in the cairns? I've got some maps in the cairns. Okay. So let's do that. Let's do a beach. Let's do an armory. Let's do a glacier. Let's do a fungal hollow. We'll see what we can get to spawn here. Oh, look, a racecourse map. Alright, for those of you who are just joining the channel, welcome. Welcome to our stream for the day. This is my character, J Lo. If you don't know the story of J Lo, this is not J Lo like Jennifer Lopez, by the way. This character is actually named after a internationally suspected criminal that supposedly has heisted a few countries out of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars. And so on this account, I name characters after famous scam artists. On my main Steam account, I name things generally that include the name Draconis in them. On my standalone account, I find various famous scammers and I name characters out of them. So it's kind of like I've got an alter ego, right? I've got 2 different accounts. I've got the Draconis account, and then I've got the bad guy, you know, the Jekyll and Hyde sort of thing going on. So this particular build is a Guardian that may actually remind you of one of our builds that we featured this particular league. It's because it virtually is that same build. So Mussolini's Holy Relic Guardian is fantastic. Every once in a while you have to, you know, smash a pack with your Static Strike, but other than that, it's just Holy Relics are running around, floating around, killing stuff for you, which is quite nice. So you hit a pack with Static Strike, and because Static Strike has a duration tag, it lasts for a while. You can see it up here. on our duration. So we've got Static Strike linked up with Ancestral Call, as well as increased duration, so that way we make sure that we hit a whole bunch of stuff. And then our Holy Relics just float around killing stuff. They do a whole bunch of physical damage. That's what's on my 6th link. My 6th link is just this crappy War Staff. It's got +1 to level of socketed gems, and then metacrafted +2 to level of socketed support gems. And we've got Brutality with Meat Shield, with Minion Damage, with Controlled Destruction, with Summon Holy Relic, and then Death Mark. So that is what we are running on this particular build. It's quite fun. It's quite a fun little build. Alright, so we didn't get him to spawn here, but that's okay, because we're going to get some maps to drop. Right? We got, what, 2 more maps that dropped for us? So that's good. Whew! So some Guardian gameplay. I bet you didn't think when you got online today, oh, let's go watch Iron, because I'm sure Iron is playing a Templar today. Split Burrito says, this is why we love you, G3 Iron. Get that RNG and embrace it like all of us. Yeah. Taco Mage says this account has 100% ethical builds. Sure. Yeah, that's one way to put it. I mean, this is a really, really cheap build. Like, the most expensive thing on this build, it, like, I think is actually... Where was it? I guess I'm not wearing it anymore. I had like a really good resistance piece of jewelry, I think. And then I must have swapped it onto one of my other builds. And now I'm just using even worse crap. Because this build is just around to farm low tier maps to get stuff to spawn. That's all he's around for.
It is not the strongest of the species that survive.
I shouldn't even be running that, should I? I'm just trying to get Baran to spawn. So I should be coming in, killing a few packs, and then leaving, right? That's the best strat. Oh, but see, if we actually fight the map, then we get low tier map drops. That's the benefit of this account. So if we ever need low tier maps on my other account, I can do that. This guy's passive tree. This guy hasn't even Uber Ascended yet, by the way. This character has not Uber Ascended. He's only on 3 Ascendancies. He can do red maps if he wants to. He's got 6,800 life. It's nearly 7k between the energy shield and the life. If you want to play it as an MOM build, you can. I choose not to, but you certainly could. My reservations are Zealotry and then Pride. But you wouldn't have to do that. You can do War Banners if you want. War Banner is the other one that's really good for physical builds. Let's go kill the boss. He's got a chance to drop maps, right? Let's go in here and kill the boss. Give Death Mark, and boom, down he goes. I'm actually going to need to start picking up Portal Scrolls eventually. Or, you know, I could just use my portal gem. Oh, Underground Sea, I don't want that. Desert map. Here we go. Let's try to go get Baran. Let's get Baran again. It was an emotionally crushing moment to lose to Baran there. Cowsad says, so is POB now a part of each stream? I'm trying to kind of incorporate it when I've got time. But right now I'm really fixated on this Baran thing. So we may get to more POBs later on in the day. We may not. I will let you all know if we do. Hopefully that's something you guys are enjoying. Is that something that people are enjoying this week? That we chat about POBs and help people out? Hopefully it's not too harsh. Like sometimes that can be a hard thing to show other people your build. But I would love to hear feedback from you guys about whether or not you guys are enjoying that. Typically that's something that I only do on videos for Patreon supporters. And so that's where that's still going to remain a regular thing. But I figure on stream, it's one way to be interactive and be available. Because I'm not always available and interactive. But if I'm going to be streaming, I would much rather be interactive and available. It's one of the reasons why oftentimes I can't stream, because I'm too busy at work. So I feel like if I'm going to stream, you don't want to just watch somebody play PoE. You want to watch somebody play PoE, hang out with them, ask them questions, interact with the whole community, right? I don't see myself as the main draw of a stream. I see like the community that we have, everybody chatting here. Because God knows, if I'm the main reason why people are coming around on a stream, that's really, really, really going to be boring for you guys. If my gameplay is the most excited thing that gets you to come watch a stream, Look, there's plenty of other better streams out there, right, to watch gameplay. It's one of the reasons why I often don't show gameplay in videos, right? Because to me, making a gameplay video isn't the most exciting thing. So I don't want to do something that's not exciting for me, and I certainly don't want to ask other people to watch something that's not exciting for them. Or to participate in a discussion that's not exciting for them. So that's one of the reasons why I try to do that motto, that whole thing. Like, I don't make a video discussion unless I want to chat about it and I'm really passionate about it. Because if I'm not passionate about a topic, I'm not going to be able to relay that through a discussion. It's like an assignment or like homework, right? Like if you've ever been given an assignment to present to other people and you're really not passionate about it, then the project suffers, right? Like your presentation on the project suffers. So I don't want to present something as a discussion topic and be like, hey guys, what do you think about chromatic orbs? Oh wait, I need my speech. Here's my speech. Hey guys, what do you think about chromatic orbs? Today in my 5th grade class, I learned about chromatic orbs. You can left-click a chromatic orb in order to change the colors, potentially, on an item. Lastly, chromatic orbs are also acquirable through a particular vendor recipe when you trade in a blue, red, and green linked item into a vendor in town. My name's G3 Iron, and that was my 5th grade report on chromatic orbs, right? Like that's boring. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to hang out and enjoy a discussion with somebody that's going to present that, right? There's no passion to it. There's no excitement to it. There's no reason to have a discussion on a topic that somebody doesn't want to have a discussion on. So it just feels forced. Oh, look at this. Somebody was asking earlier today about, hey, what builds do really well? What summoner builds do well on popping legions? This build does okay. I wouldn't say it's great. It does okay. It only does okay because the damage on Holy Relic is actually really strong. But you can see it's limited by your own move speed, right? So if you were doing this as a Pathfinder and you were just running around everywhere and your Holy Relics were firing off their Novas left and right, then it would be a much better clear for Legion than Guardian. Because, shock, Guardian's not that fast of an ascendancy. What a shock. I was actually debating earlier in the league as I was playing this guy. I was like, you know, I like the way how Mussolini set up his Guardian for the Holy Relic build, but I wonder if I could actually improve on it if I played another ascendancy. So I actually toyed around with the idea on Necromancer because then it's another 2 levels, right, for your Holy Relics. But I didn't like the way how it felt. The defensive bonuses of Guardian are quite nice. So, alright, Baran is not coming here either. So, out we go. Oh, there's a portal scroll. Let's grab that. Oh, you guys liked the chromatic report, huh? Alright, you guys are saying you're digging the POB help. Okay, that's good. If you guys are digging it, then we'll keep doing it throughout time and space. Alright, let's do Fungal Hollow map. Taco Mage says, really helped my crazy build. Nice. Red says, I love it, but I just wish Thread of Hope and Timeless Jewels were shareable. At this point, you almost can't share your POB. Yeah, that's a great point, Red. Like, almost everyone's build this week has had a Timeless Jewel or a Thread of Hope included in it, and so I'm just like, what? What? Why are you over here? Why are you passing into these passive nodes? What's the purpose of this? And then I'll get PMs from people on Discord like, oh, hey, by the way, disregard this. So it's really nice to know that going in, right, ahead of time. It's really nice when people are sending me their path of buildings and they're like, hey, by the way, this jewel that's over here in the Templar tree or this jewel node that's empty down here in the Witch tree, just disregard it because that's my Timeless Jewel. I'm committed to it. You don't have to critique that, so don't worry about that. Right? That's really, really helpful feedback. It helps give me an idea of what it is that you're hoping for out of POB feedback. Did he drop one? No, he didn't. Alright, let's get out of here. Is he just not going to spawn? He's just never going to spawn for me today, right? He's just going to keep taunting me? Just like, nah. Sir Smoke says, I enjoy the PoE help fixing, even if it's not my build. It's great to hear about other stuff in builds. Throws ideas in the back of my head while I'm playing PoE. Yeah. From my personal perspective, that's why That's why I enjoy helping other people with their POBs, is because it exposes me to a wider range of builds that I don't even think about. Who was it? Shout out in chat if you're still around. Who was it that was doing the shield charge impale build? You guys remember that? That was earlier this week. I forget who it was. But whoever was doing that, like, I never would have thought, oh yeah, shield charge is a fast attack, fast hitting option for basically an impale auto bomber, like an impale style auto bomber. Like, that's a pretty cool concept. It might not be something that you take into tier 16 maps, right? It might not be something that scales up that hard, but you never know unless you try, right? That's the first part. And then secondly, as you try it, you might actually find out, oh, there's a really good build here that nobody else has tried yet. That's pretty awesome. Okay, Einhard, can you come capture this guy for me, buddy? Thank you. Thank you. Braun's not going to spawn again, is he? This character is going to hit like level 90, and Braun will have not spawned on my Atlas. Ugh. How many deaths does this guy have? This guy's only died 22 times. That's not bad. For me in softcore, that's actually pretty good. Comparatively, when my Necro's got like hundreds of deaths on it at level 96. Oh, man. It's pretty funny. Alright, for those of you who are in PoE right now, go ahead and type in deaths and then share it in chat. What's the highest deaths that we've got? It's probably got to be up there, right? It's got to be up there. Somebody's died thousands of times, right? But look at these little holy relics, right? It's like AFK. Like every couple of seconds you need to swing and auto attack. But other than that, just let the holy relics do their thing. It's quite nice. Alright, let's get out of here. That's another map that Baron didn't spawn for us on this Atlas. Let's go get a peninsula map. Split Burrito says, since you're on Timeless Jewels, their benefits, should we divine them or not? Or build around Timeless Jewels since they can be super expensive? You should divine them if you know that the options that you were going for aren't there and you know there's a better option on the jewel. Right? If you know, hey, there's another option that I think would be better for my build or for another build to make this a more sellable jewel, then yeah, you can divine it. Like, in general, Timeless Jewels are some of the stuff right now that's some of the toughest stuff to trade. If PoE had their way, if Chris Wilson had his way and was allowed to redesign trade all over again, he would make every single item as annoying to price and search for as Timeless Jewels. Like, that's what they were hoping for with original trade. But third-party indexing on their forums actually made it so that way we've got trade in the state that it's in today. So Timeless Jewels can be quite annoying to price. They can be quite annoying to sell and trade because you've just got to take somebody's word for it, unless you're using a middleman. And if you're using a middleman, then you got to trust the middleman. So there's a lot going on with Timeless Jewels that make it difficult to trade, difficult to scale up, difficult to divine even, because you don't know, hey, does anybody else in existence even have this combination of roles that I've got on my Timeless Jewel? Like, you just don't know. I divined my Lethal Pride at least 35 times. Yeah, I'm satisfied, but really, was it worth it? Yeah, that's a great question. That's what I constantly come back to on my own builds. On my own builds, I'm like, hey, is it really worth it? Oh wait, I've got the red stone in here. Should I be doing the green stone? Is that what I should be doing? Maybe I should. Let's do the green stone over here. Let's try, because maybe that's why he's not spawning. Maybe I got the wrong stone in. Maybe because I already have the red stone in Glencairns. Maybe that's the reason why he's not spawning. Jack says, hey Iron, are you going to participate in the 0 DPS for Zizran's League? No. No. I'm not insane. I play hardcore every other league when I play, and because my wife is pregnant, because my wife and I are having our next child, who will be coming here in July or August. No, I need to be playing softcore right now, my man. I shouldn't be playing hardcore. G through Iron's Health cannot take both a new baby and playing a hardcore character at the same time. I just can't do it. My body won't let me, my friend. A lot of the times when I'm having new kids, this will be our fourth living kid. We've had 5 kids. But whenever I'm having a kid, like, you lose sleep. You just want your gaming time to be chill and relaxed. You don't want it to be super stressful or potentially stressful. And playing hardcore is potentially stressful. So, just like Mrs. Draconis helps around the house and helps support me and helps support the kids with all the wonderful things she does, I need to be there with a great attitude, helping support my wife and helping support the kids with a great attitude myself. So, if you lose a character and you've got a crappy attitude about it and that lingers throughout the day, that's not a good attitude to be walking around your house with and walking around your family with. That's not A-okay in my book. Alright, did he drop a portal scroll? No. Okay, let's just show. Look at what this build can do to Metamorphs. I'll just exhibit A. Granted, this is a low tier Metamorph. Granted. But you can just stun him. Like, your Holy Relics just perma-stun stuff. And it's great. It's great. Super good. Did they drop any portal scrolls? Yeah, there's a few. Portal scrolls? Nope. Nope. Lots of wisdom scrolls. It's pretty good. How many deaths did we have? Sir Smokelot died 337 times. Vikan died 2,337 times. Chris says 130. Wow. That's actually a wide variant. Or a wide variety. King B says, I just map and listen to music. I think bosses are all bad. You get 6 portals to hope you learn a fight. And then you have to pay up to an X if you want to try again another day. Yeah. I prefer Souls type of bosses where you can fight the boss for 4 hours straight to learn the fight if you need to. If you played for years and all the fights now, I guess you might have a different opinion. No, I'm with you, actually, King Beast. It's one of the reasons why I argue that the RNG gating system for Cirrus is even worse than having to pay 1x for the fight. Like, if you want to learn the Shaper fight, you can go learn the Shaper fight, right? You just have to farm up enough currency. And depending on how you like to play the rest of the game, you can do that. Right? You can say, okay, I'm going to teach myself this fight. I'm going to spend all the currency that I've got in order to fight this boss. And as you learn that fight, oh yeah, the boss also drops stuff that's potentially paying you back for learning the fight, right? So there's risk-reward. It doesn't necessarily mean it's always going to pay itself back. But there's the potential there, right? Well, presently with Cirrus, it's like if you don't kill him, you don't get any drops. And you can't spend any currency to go fight him again. You just have to spend time. Time is all you can spend to fight Cirrus. That's it. And with the amount, frankly, with the amount of scamming that's going on this league, like, I've never seen this amount of scammers. It's really concerning because a lot of players are getting scammed out of Cirrus carries, right? Because a lot of players don't even want to fight their Cirrus because it's too frustrating. Like, remember when the clouds were like the primary mechanic that you had to deal with? A lot of players didn't want to fight Cirrus during the first 2 weeks of the league. And so players were going around and getting scammed from other players, you know, coming in and fighting their Cirrus for them. For supposedly a good fee or whatever, but then they'd take whatever drops and leave. And there's no recourse for that, right? And I'm not sure if there necessarily should be, but there's just no recourse for it. So the fact that you can't respawn the boss and then try him again, like, it's a bummer. It's just a bummer across the board. And GGG has displayed in the past, like, hey, we're fine with you having fragments to go in and fight bosses. We're fine with that. We're fine with letting the economy have an impact on boss kills. Right now, they just want it to be players' time. So, for better or for worse. Which right now, unfortunately, I think it's probably more for worse. But that's coming from a guy who can't get Baron to spawn. So, take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a lot of salt. Red says, I have 2,600 days age on this character and less than 500 deaths. Not because I'm a great mechanical player, but because I'm a hideout hero. Kirky says 561. Nice. Taco Mage is reminding you, Red, make sure you're guarding that hideout. Yeah, that hideout's a spooky place, man. You gotta make sure you guard it. Split Burrito says, question though, if you got snagged by a frostbolt, I seem to get nuked by Metamorphs on occasion. So long as you're not hardcore, no stress on any fight, just irritation. I got scammed though for 100 C early. Oh, see, that's rough. Yeah, that's rough. Doesn't feel good. Does not feel good. Alright, is there going to be a boss that's going to spawn? No? I'm probably doing this all wrong, right? I probably have it set up. And this is the other thing that I hate about the RNG about spawning these guys now. It's constantly making me second guess principles that I've already applied and done on an entirely another account. So I'm like, wait, am I doing something wrong? Do I have Watchstone socket in the wrong place? Am I running the wrong things? The answer is no. The answer is you're doing everything fine. It's just the RNG's like, nah, you don't get them this time. Okay. So not really a fun, not really what I would call a fun mechanic. Again, the fights themselves, really fun, really fantastically done. Love the fights. Getting to the fights? No. No. I don't think anyone's having fun with that. Alright, should we try another zone? We should try another zone, right? I've just run a whole bunch of those maps. Let's try another zone here. We try Valdo's. We try Lex. Let's try Lex. Is it Lex Prox or Lex? Yeah, it's Lex Prox. Lex Prox. Alright. Jungle Valley. Between Ashenwood and Jungle Valley. Come on. We're going to run 6 of these maps. Somebody's got to spawn here, right? Whoops. Oh, a desert map. Let's do that one. Alright, away we go. Ninjino the Wise says, Iron, do you even have enough Watchstone socketed in order to spawn them? Yes. So I've spawned these 2 guys. I should be spawning 2 more. I should be able to spawn 2 more. So, should have enough to spawn. Check to make sure that you haven't spawned him in that quadrant already. So, Lex Proxima, I've not obtained. Oh, I see, but I need to have 1 guy in here. So let's put 1 guy in here. Here we go. Good call. Whoever said that, good call. Oh, but it's not the red guy, right? It's not the red guy. We don't want the red guy. We want the green guy. Right? Yeah. Alright, so over here it would have been working. So Glennick it would have been working. So Glennick was just a bunch of wasted maps because of RNG. Yeah, because we needed 1 in order to spawn in Glennick. Alright, so then we've moved it over to Lex. So we're set up. But now we know he's not actually gonna be in this map. Because we forgot to move the Watchstone over. Good call. So now let's do this. In our desert map. Desert. And we'll see if he spawns. Split Burrito says, an RNG gate, but not sure about that, particularly at 15 to 20 C per gate. Yeah. That's actually another great way to make currency. Again, if you can stand playing 2 different accounts, what you can do is you can go in on one account, fully complete your Atlas, and then on your other account, you don't have to unsocket anything, but you just have a couple of Watchstones completed, and you get low tier maps that you can sell in bulk. It's a ton of currency that you can make because a lot of players on those top end sides of things don't want to unsocket a whole bunch of Watchstones and run a whole bunch of low tier maps in order to build up a low tier map pool. So it's just another example, like you can do a service in the economy that other players don't want to do, and it will prove financially beneficial to you. Like, basically, if there's anything annoying in a game that has an economy that can pay, if you're willing to do something that's mildly annoying to other players, there will be a market for you to actually make currency off of those players who are annoyed by that task. Question is just how annoyed are you by that task and whether or not you're willing to repeat it enough to make it financially viable for you. Financially viable, financially beneficial. There we go. That's the better word. Alright, let's get out of desert. Clay said actually you need 2 to spawn the 2 conquerors you're missing. I don't believe you, Clay. Maybe you're right, but I don't believe you. It says number of socketed watchstones. Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm misreading it. I already have blue and yellow, so now I do believe you, Clay. My advice would be to get the fight for Veritiana and Drox so you get those watchstones. Yeah, or I can just move these guys over. Right? I could just straight up unsocket these ones. Right? There we go. Right at 2, so now red and green are not obtained, so this should force red, right? Right? I think? Let's try it. Let's see. Let's see how many more times I can waste maps. Oh my goodness, Baran is tilting. And just imagine, if I would not have Flame Dash, if I would have waited the Flame Dash just a smidge, I could have already had this stupid challenge done. Ugh, that's frustrating. Oh no, it explodes! Good thing it does no damage. Yeah, the Prophecy of Sins chamber is actually really good for the Chamber of Sins prophecy. Yeah, that was actually one that I had a couple of early in League, and I was like, why is it that people are messaging me for this? This seems like a unusually high rate for this particular prophecy. When in doubt, check the market. The market will tell you. I'm so tilted right now. It's okay, stay focused. You can do this. Baran will spawn eventually, right? I'm gonna go cry in a corner. Why am I fighting this boss? Guys. Chat, we need to do an intervention. Why am I fighting this boss? Is your map level high enough for the initial spawn? It's a good question. Maybe it's not. Maybe that's the other problem. Maybe it needs to be yellow. Maybe I need to do yellow procs fights? Let's try that. Let's try that. I like that idea. Let's try that. What happened to my other map? Show me the map. Alright, so let's look here. Lex Proxima. And we're just going to do yellows. Desert, Volcano, Underground Sea, Bazaar, Dunes, Arsenal, Jungle Valley. I just ran Jungle Valley, so I shouldn't do that one next. Here's a tier 9. A tier 9 desert? Oh, so maybe these tier 6s actually won't work. The tier 6s won't work then. It's too low. The tier 8 will. Okay. Tier 8 and above. Okay, so these 3... Haunted Mansion, Ashen Wood, Underground Sea. Alright, let's try these. Let's try this. How many more tilting times can I try something and mess up? Oh, that's right. The first encounter needs to be the right tier. So another thing that I'm forgetting. No, so I wasted even more time. No! Where would I be without you, chat? I'll tell you where. I would be alone in a corner somewhere crying, whimpering to myself. complaining about RNG. That's what I would be doing. But this time he's going to spawn. Yeah! El Hezameen. Okay. So now that we got El Hezameen to spawn... I mean, that's not the right guy, but we got a guy to spawn. So now we can go... Now I can go anywhere else, and the only guy who can spawn at the appropriate level will be Baran. Okay. Whew! Alright, so we're nearly there. We're nearly there. Split burrito, don't mind me, I'm just inflicting my pain on G3. Yeah, there you go. You're not inflicting pain. Not yet. I'm the one inflicting pain on myself by doing all these wrong. Alright, let's go do... We need 2 watchstones. That's what we need. Do I have a bunch of Valdo's Rests? Valdo. Nope, I don't. Do I have a bunch of Glennick Cairns? Nope, not above tier 8. Do I have a bunch of Haywark? Nope. Do I have a bunch of New Vestir? I've got some higher levels. What's the next one? Tiern's End? Do I have some Tiern's? I've got 1 iceberg map. Ooh, that's not completed. Oh, and it's a blighted iceberg map, so I don't actually have any. Okay. We can run City Square, which doesn't even have a completion yet, so we can run that. We can run a temple map. We can run... Do I have a museum map? Yeah. So that would be our Tiern's selection. So that would be our Tiern's. Our Valdo's would be Lighthouse, Overgrown Ruin, Overgrown Shrine, and then we don't have much left because we ran a whole bunch on my other guy in order to get Baran to spawn initially anyway. Okay. So let's try these. These are Tiern's End. Alright. There we go. Tiern's End. As long as this doesn't say reflect, we should be good to go. Alright, let's try Tiern's End. Let's see if we can't get it to work. We'll see if we can't get it to work. I may just say screw it after this run. I may just be like, screw it, I'm gonna go back to Beachheads. We're gonna go to Beachhead farming. Beachhead farming is so much more chill. Alright, pursue Baran. Alright, we did it. We did it. That time it was actually 33% because we actually did it right. Hey, did you know that the number of people who actually set up their atlas right see improved results on Farming Conquerors? Okay. So that was the first spawn, which now means we can do any kind of low-end stuff in Tiern's End. So we can do... Primordial Pool, museums... We can do Strand Map! A Strand Map! I love Strand Map! Alright, we can do this. Alright, let's do this and then Primordial Pool. And then we can put these maps back. Whew! Oh, Clay says, yeah, even Awakening level 2 is better than nothing. Yes. But for this particular challenge completion, I don't care. I don't care. For this. Is this the last one? Stinging Doubt? Is this my last one for Uber? No, I already have Stinging Doubt. Dang it. I'm plagued with stinging doubt, especially regarding the spawn chance of conquerors. All right, we got him to proc again, 2 in a row. Now we just need one more time. One more time. See, look at this. This is what this game can do to you. You can go from just utterly tilted and hate everything about it and its mechanics to utterly excited. Ecstatic. Ecstatic? Is it ecstatic or ecstatic? I believe it's EC. Red says, all I run now is unique watchstones at this point. Those are stupidly broken. Level 90 Elder Astral Plate? Yeah. Split Burrito says, Red, where do you get your cash? I can't afford watchstones. He gets it in Standard. He's got a bunch of different crafts in Standard that sell for a whole bunch that even Standard player wants. Like he's got a whole bunch of stuff that's so good that Standard players want to trade and upgrade, even with their OP stuff. Red has got a bunch of really good Standard stuff. Okay, so now we've got Piran procced. So now I need to log into my other account and invite that account to come to the Citadel. And then this account will take out Baran and get the completion for the other account. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Whew! Whether my computer can actually handle running a stream plus 2 different PoE accounts at the same time, that's going to be interesting. We'll see if it'll work. Alright, here we go. Path of Exile. Launching on my second account. Baran is in a museum map. Oh, what a delightful map. Alright, so let's go into the museum. Cheese. Who mentioned cheese? Let's go take out Baran. Let's go make him go down. Ooh, Zed says the Ziz Hardcore League starts tomorrow if you want to try it. Yeah, King Beast, I'm not sure if you play hardcore. I don't think you do, right? You play softcore? From what I remember? Pretty sure that's true. But King Beast, if you play hardcore, then yeah, by all means. Ziz's League is where it's at. But no, I don't have the time. I do not have the time to dump into a hardcore league and the stress levels to dump into a hardcore league at this point in time. I would highly recommend you guys all go play it. Go play it and put yourselves to the test on completing a new Atlas again, and don't make the same mistakes I just displayed for you. Make sure you have the proper level of maps for procking. Don't. Here I was using my low level of maps. This is what happens. This is what happens when you don't think. To quote the Big Lebowski, this is what happens. This is what happens. What's the censored version of that? When you meet a stranger in the Alps? Is that what it is? I think that's what it is. Alright, Steam always takes at least 2 logins to log in. PG Hart says, are you still back looking for Baran? Nope, we found Baran, but now we're doing it on our Guardian. So I found Baran on our Necro, and I failed it because I flame dashed into a mana rune. Flame dashed into a mana rune. So, screwed that one up. So now I went on to my second Atlas, my second account, that's much easier to spawn Conquerors on because it's much lower level. And now we are in Baran's museum fort, his citadel. That's what it's called. It's not called a fort. We're in his citadel. We are on his way there, and then we're going to log in our Steam account. that actually has all the challenges that I care about. That's the reason why we're doing this, all of this right now, is to try and get that silly challenge done on Baran. Which this account, look at this. This account has got 4 challenges. But, where is it? Complete deadly encounters? Is it? No. Defeat conquerors conditionally. Look at it. It got this one. Like earlier in the league, I did it by accident, basically, with this build. So I know it can do it. I just actually have to go do it. Oh, that's smart, Zed. Zed said he's going to roll the Ziz League just so that way he can sell stuff for 20 times the profit. That's pretty smart. Oh man. My connection at the moment apparently does not like me running 2 clients at the same time. King Beast does confirm, I'm softcore, but I can try hardcore at this point in the league. I have nothing to lose. Yeah? Split Burrito says, haha, I'd probably die on Vol over Soul. Nah, you could get past there, man. Zed, by the way, is one of our guild members who constantly plays hardcore, so if he says anything in chat, I would take it as wise advice. So he says, if you roll hardcore, just make sure you have a bleed flask and don't do metamorphs early on, and you should survive to maps. Yeah, that's good. And, of course, all of the other regular things that we would say about hardcore. You know, make sure that you've got more life than what you think you need. Make sure you've got capped out resistances ASAP. Clay says, for that challenge for me, the most annoying thing was waiting until all the squares had been hit before killing him. Yes. Yes. That's part of the reason why my Guardian can do it, is because if you don't attack for a bit, like I can get him down to relatively low HP and then not attack him for a bit. And as long as I don't attack him for a bit, my Holy Relics won't pulse, so I do no damage. That's one of the reasons why, as a build, it's really, really good for this particular challenge. Red says, if you play regular hardcore at the moment, catalysts sell for 1x each in standard. Wow. What catalysts are those, Red? What catalysts are going for 1x? It's not all the catalysts, right? It's got to be specific, top-tier catalysts, right? Alright, where is the loose candle? Alright, did we get a party invite? Yep. Let's go travel. Is this the boss? Yep, this is the boss. Go kill all these guys. Go kill the boss. Alright, there goes the boss. Here goes the portal. Alright, go in through the portal. The cheapest intrinsic is like 60C each. Life ones are 1x. Wow, that's pretty good. It's pretty good price in standard if you can bring it over, rip it over from hardcore. It's pretty good. Alright, and with this incredible amount of suspense, I'm going to use the restroom and then be right back, and we will answer the question, can we kill Baran after we've allowed all the mana runes to actually start up. All right, here we go. The great question of our time. Can I complete this on this character and get this character the challenge completion? All right, here we go. Oh, my guys are dead. That's why. I was like, why aren't I regenning off my holy relics? I don't even know if he's activated. Has he activated everyone? I don't know. There should be a visual marker. There probably is. Well, I'm gonna die. He's really low. He's really low. I actually don't know if we procced all of them. Complete! Yes! 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 Alright. The afternoon was not wasted. We're now at what? 34 completions? Alright! Whew! Dear Baran, screw you, sir. And I never have to fight you for completion again. Until next league. Alright, we can get rid of our second account. We can get back onto our Steam standalone account. And now look at this. We've got, these are just easy now. These are like super duper easy. This is a complete these encounters. I think I can do that on my Poet's Pen guy. Complete deadly encounters. I just gotta kill Uber Elder, that's fine. And then, yeah. We can complete... Oh, man, this is great. This is great. You get a pop-up? You get a pop-up? Do we get a pop-up? Do you get a pop-up when all of his mana runes have been filled? Anyway, we got it, so I don't care. I officially no longer care about that challenge whatsoever. In fact, that was the easiest challenge of my life. Oh, the epitome of arrogance. Alright, so what do we want to do now? Now we want to actually chase down some more Conquerors. But just because we actually want to go kill Cirrus. So that's what we're going to do next. Actually, we do have time for... Yeah, we got time for maybe 1 or 2 of these Conquerors, I think. I think we've got time for this. We can kill a couple Conquerors. Let's try it. What is this? What influence is this? Is this the Crusader? I think is what this one is. It's the red one. What's the red one? I think the red one's the Crusader. Yeah, here it is. There we go. Look at that amulet. Eye level 83 amulet. Ooh, that'll be fun to craft on later. Alright, so we are looking for Haywork Hamlet. Alright, let's go into this conservatory map, academy map. Anywhere else that we can go look? Ooh, a Vol Pyramid map. Okay. In we go. Oh, I need some skeletons, don't I? That's right, I'm a summoner build. Ha ha. How silly of me. Alright, see ya, Sir Smoke a Lot. Take it easy, my man. PGB Heart says, I'm only at 25 challenges. It's my first season. Dude, if you're at 25 challenges during your first season, this is literally the most challenges I've ever completed in this entire game. And I've been playing this game for years. I'm telling you, this league, at least from my perspective, has been the best league that we've ever had. I'm enjoying it the most. Oh, display notification when part of the achievement is complete ticked. Gotcha. I see what you're saying, Red. I see what you're saying. I am picking up what you are putting down. I am smelling what you are stepping in. And we've had a bunch of you people join up on the Discord today. That's great news. I will go about welcoming you guys once we are done with the stream. But for now, we are too busy hunting Conquerors. I really enjoy the boss fights. I even enjoy the Baran boss fight, TBH. Like, I really enjoy the boss fights. The Baran boss fight is I think it's a fun fight. The challenge of that challenge is not killing him too quickly. It's letting all of the different various squares get procced. Hey, Split Burrito! Shout out, my man. Another $10 super chat. Woohoo! I was about to commit Sudoku. Like, I was halfway to committing Sudoku during that chase down of Baran. But you guys helped me keep the faith, keep the fight. If I did not have a second character to swap over to, I would have, yeah, I would have looked bad. I would have looked real bad. Because that was a pretty rough one to lose there. All right, he hasn't procced here on the first level. We'll give it the second level, and then we'll see. That's for all of us, homie, says Split Burrito. There you go. The whole G3 crew chipping in to try to convince Iron to not rage quit after failing on Baran. And then after failing to spawn Baran. Oh man. Yeah, I don't think anybody's spawning at this point. Not on this map. Yeah. And this is what, a tier 81 zone? Yeah, this is absolute garbage XP for this high of a level of character. So I really should just pop in and pop out. Alright, so the next chat question. Next chat question. The next chat question for today is this. Which of the Conquerors is your most favorite to fight? And then which is your least favorite to fight? I've got my own opinions. I've got my own reasons for each of the Conqueror fights. Ooh, that's good. We're lagging. That's good. Maybe that means somebody's going to spawn. So let's kill a pack, and let's hope somebody spawns. Let's get a taunt here. Right? Right? We kill a pack? Get a taunt? No? My computer's lagging, though. My computer lags when I get a taunt. Come on. Come on now, game. You know you want to taunt me. You know you want to taunt me. Nope. I don't think it's happening. That's a bummer. There was a little bit of lag there at the beginning. Maybe it was just loading in Zana. Maybe that's all that was. Apparently now Zana just lags me out. Oh, we had a question earlier as well about how summoners do against legions. Here you go. Here's how a true conventional summoner does against a legion. Not well. Also, this is a terrible layout for it. Oh no, there's the boss! And we didn't get the boss. Bummer. That's a bummer. Poet's Pen. My Poet's Pen build does a way better job farming legions, as does my Essence Drain Contagion Trickster. He's by far the best sort of build to pop legions. Essence Drain Contagion. If you're looking for a build to farm legions, Essence Drain Contagion. That is the primary premier build to go for if you are looking to pop legions. Are there any corpses for me to pop? There we go. Oh, I had not completed the Academy Awakener bonus. Okay, nice. We're at 94. That's good news. Cowsed says, we are trying to buy you out so you'll do more POB. There you go. KG says, is bald and long-bearded an end-of-the-league look for you? Taco Mage says, most favorite Conqueror is El Hezmin. Least favorite is Drox. Okay. I think the Drox fight has actually grown on me. Now that I've learned to like take him down one of the side alleys, don't fight him in the middle. Kirky says, best is Redeemer, the fastest one, and the worst is Drox. It's too long to finish. If you take Drox down one of the side halls, he won't be that long. Nangino says, favorite hunter, least favorite is the yellow dude. Takes too long for me to kill him. Are you talking about the guy that spawns banners? Is that what you're talking about, Ningino? Taco Mage says, which is actually the opposite. What's the opposite? What you used to feel? El Hazamin used to be your least favorite? But after learning the fights, it swapped? Okay, interesting. See, I think Drox is fine. Like, once you learn the fight for Drox, I think he's fine. I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority there. I really like Veratina. I can't ever say her name. I like the V. Hey, there we go. We got a taunt. I like the V boss. That's what we're going to call her from now on. The V boss. Veritania. There you go. Veritania. I like fighting Veritania. I think she's a very, very elegant fight. Like, you've kind of got to dance with that fight, right? You got to sway with her in her tornado, or you just blow her up right away, right? And then you don't have to care about anything. That is the case for all new bosses, right? Oh, just blow them up. Just instantly phase them, and you don't have to care about mechanics. Besides instantly just phasing the boss. I think that's probably the most fun part about it, is learning the mechanics and then playing inside those mechanics. I think it's kind of fun to fight her with a summoner build, because sometimes your minions will just derp, and so learning to control your minions inside that arena is quite fun to do. Cowsed says, speaking of summoners, what I get from UG3 is that scaling physical on them is easier and more damage. Yes, unless you are playing Spectres. If you are playing with Spectres as your primary source of damage, then a lot of the time elemental damage is the way to go. Especially if you're using something like the Frost Sentinels, the Flame Sentinels, or Slave Drivers. All three of those versions of Spectre builds are going to see much better success when you scale elemental damage and do things like Hatred. Otherwise, the vast majority of people, as you've looked at POBs this week, as y'all have watched the stream, you can see it. Like, we'll pull up Summoners POBs and people are using Hatred, and it's like, well, if you swap over to Brutality, and then you swap over to Pride, like, it's same amount of mana reservation, or similar amounts of mana reservation. It's not like you're losing a whole bunch of function or utility because you can't reserve another aura or something, right? Like, it's still good mana reservation. And damage just increases. Your damage just goes up. And then when you do the little tricks like using your golem in order to proc maim, like, it's even better damage. So, and then if you're a strength stacking build, of course you're getting more melee physical damage from the strength stacking anyway. So a lot of players are making mistakes because they're playing strength stacking builds, which gives you melee physical damage, but they're trying to scale up elemental damage. I've yet to see a POB of somebody using the gloves that converts damage. If you're using the gloves that convert damage for summoners, then it might make some sense to be rolling elemental damage. But if you're strength stacking, chances are your best bet for damage is going to be not through elemental. Alright, Haywork, Hamlet. What do we got in Haywork? We've got another Vol Temple map that we can do. What else? We got anything else? I think that's it in the 14s. In the 15s, we've got a Castle Ruins map that we can run. Got a Dig map. Oh, I like Dig map. Got a Grotto map that we can run. Anything else? Got a Precinct map we can run. Got a Phantasmagoria map that we can run. I like Phantasmagoria. Let's see if we run this, if we get them to proc. Drox is just a slog. Even if you drag him down the side, it's just waiting for your DPS to bring him down. It's not very interesting. PGB Heart says, who doesn't like the V? I'm saying I like that fight, and I can't pronounce the name, okay? Veritiana? Victoriana? I've had 5 kids. 4 of them are still alive. Yes. Yes, I like Mrs. Draconis a lot. Enough of this. We're moving on. New topics. New topics. Leave it to you guys in chat. Jeez. Get your minds out of the gutter. I'm just commenting on bosses and PoE that I like to fight. Oh boy. No, but I think it's pretty cool to see the mechanics of that boss taking on and learning from some of the mechanics of, like, the what do you call it? The Brine King. I think that's pretty cool, because oftentimes we'll see bosses that will put in like 1 or 2 mechanics, and it'll just be a slam or it'll just be a beam, right? It's not necessarily that challenging of a zone, right? Like Pillars of Arun, right? Is that the unique map that you have to jump from spot to spot? Right? That's like a legitimately challenging zone. It's not just that the monsters inside it are challenging, right? It's that the zone itself provides a challenge for you. The Labyrinth is another good example of that. The zone itself provides a challenge for you with traps, right? And so the same thing I think can be said for her fight, where her zone and the area that you're fighting her in actually presents something of a challenge based on her proximity and based on the tornado that she spins around, and then based on the the freeze zone that she lays down. Spirit Burrito says, G3 current build, can you do Siriths without any minion deaths? Just curious. Yes, I've done it without minions dying. I always die. The third phase, I always lag out. I always lose all my frames. He says die, 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 and then when I get my frames back, I'm dead. But I still have 16 zombies and still have my Animate Guardian. Oh, actually, it's a lie, Split Burrito. I don't think I've done it with my Carrion Golem surviving. I'm pretty sure my Carrion Golem always dies. What is this? Somebody wants to buy my 27 stack decks for your 1 Exalted? Okay. Am I lagging here? I must be lagging. It's kind of weird that he sent the same message twice, don't you think? Hey, we got a proc! Alright. So is that the third one or the second one? That's the question. He's got 30x. My hideout. That's how we do this. Oh, nice. So we can actually do this fight. All right. So let's get rid of this. Let's put this in the map tab. Let's put this in Tane. What is this? Lungs. Lungs and brain. And then let's put the rest of this in a dump tab. Dump, dump, dump. Dump, dump, dump. Okay, how many? I've got lots of them, dude. Got lots of them. Alright, Taco Mage. Enjoy, stay safe. Life is hardcore. $10X for 270. Okay, that works. Whoops, 270, right? Yep, 270. This guy must be on the end of the league. The end of the league gamble kick, right? 170, 270. All right. There's 10X. 250, 270, right? 270. Here's another 10X. X. Whoops. Taco Mage is out. Split Burrito says, my Kyrian always dies, as well as 2 to 5 zombies. Granted, we have different builds, but Sirius makes me pay. Okay. That's fair. Yeah, I think my Kyrian Golem, he just doesn't have enough life on him, right? He's not attached with any kind of like big life nodes, because I use my Kyrian Golem in order to maim stuff. You could put him in like with a minion life. You could go Stone Golem as well. You could go Chaos Golem as well in order to reduce the physical damage that you're going to take. So lots of options there. There we go. I have 30X now. Should I go buy that belt upgrade for 30X? Oh, man. Oh, how much would that even... How much extra ES would that even give me if I did buy that, that belt? What was it, right? It was a belt with how much? Any non-unique right? And then it had strength on it. It's got to have explicit, right? I think it was 55 strength. And then energy shield. Oh my goodness. I'm losing my mind. And then percent attributes. Percent increase attributes. Those are the three things that I'm looking for, right? Oh, and this needs to be at least 12, right? And then what's tier 1 for strength? Tier 1 is 56. Oh, tier 1 is 60. Okay, so tier 1 is 60, so at least 60 strength. And what's tier 1 for energy shield? At least 48. Alright, let's look. Got a lot of strength. But that's it's tier 3 as well. Why is it that so many people have tier 3? I should do pseudo strength, right? $30x for 10 minutes of YouTube video. 10 minutes of YouTube video. What am I going to say on the video? Hey guys, G3 Iron here. Buying good belts is good. Thanks for watching today, guys. Hope Amir drops. Yeah, none of these are tier 1. This is the one that's tier 1. Split Burrito says, well, ask yourself, unless you have another build to suspend it on, screw it. Yeah. I don't have 75x right now. And this one that's 20... That's 27. This is not an upgrade. And these are tier 2. So oh, that's essence crafted, 58. So that's actually 2 less than what the tops can get. But that's pretty good. I should ask this guy, hey, would you take 30? He'd laugh me out of the park, right? Ask this guy that's selling for 75, hey, would you take 30? See, I don't care about these life rolls. The life rolls are crap. Yeah. All right, let's go kill this conqueror. Where is she in? She's in the conservatory map. All right, let's go kill this conqueror. Maybe she'll drop a awakened multi-strike for me, right? And maybe the next low-tier map I run will drop a mirror. Anyone need for completion? I think so. Maybe? Yeah, Nightmare Manifest. Yeah. Are you running it? Alright, let's just rush to the boss. The boss here is what? Hector, right? It's Hector Titicus, right? Who charges shield charge. Right on, invite when ready. The Forgotten Soldier. There he goes, he's shield charging. Get in front of him. No, he's gonna shield charge forever. Get in front of him. No! I need to, like, pin him over here so that way he just goes in between the pillar. Okay, let's put up our portal. And then let's go get this challenge completed. Ah, the V. Yes, we are fighting Veratina. Chris says, just dropped a heavy belt with attributes and strength. Sadly, it was tier 2 attributes and tier 2 strength. Yeah. It's a bummer. Do we need to go to your... Oh, thanks. Thank you. That's very kind. That's a very kind gesture. I do need that for challenge completion. I need the... What is it? Nightmare, Shadow of the Vol, Eater of Souls. This is the heart. I'm going to put this over here. Alright, let's go fight Veritiana. Red says, I wonder... Now, this is an interesting question. Red says, I wonder if content creation in some way is an indirect form of RMT. Well, so for instance, that's a great question, Red. One of the reasons why, for instance, I don't run, like, when we were doing the Blood Aqueducts race, one of the reasons why I don't say, hey, I will give away 10 Exalteds to whoever wants to submit, and win in the Blood Aqueducts race. One of the reasons why I don't do that is precisely because that's trading in-game currency for an out-of-game thing, right? So instead, we give away... where are they? I've got one around here somewhere. So instead, we give away G3 mousepads, right? We give away G3 mousepads, G3 t-shirts as prizes, right? When folks participate in stuff in-game. Because I never want to be accused of RMT, right? I don't want that to be a thing. There are plenty of streamers out there who have been accused of RMT, and it really, really hurts their reputation. It hurts their feelings. I know that's something that maybe not a lot of people want to say. But it does hurt. It does hurt when you get accused of cheating. So... yeah. She almost dead? She's almost dead. She's not quite, though. Come to me, guys. Come to me. Kill her. And she's dead. And she dropped us absolutely nothing. But that's okay. We weren't killing her for the drop. We were killing her because we enjoyed to kill her. Which sounds even worse. Ha! I'm not even killing you because it's profitable. I'm just killing you because I enjoy it. Oh, gosh. POE turns us all into psychopaths. Alright, so we're halfway to our next series. And we got another challenge done. And then hopefully tonight and tomorrow we'll get this stuff done. That'll put us at 35. That's very exciting. Alright, this needs to go into my Redeemer. Right? Do I have a Redeemer one? This is now going to become the Redeemer. The Redeemer tab. Ta-da! Alright, so we did a lot of good work today. A lot of frustrating work. But nonetheless, it was good. Hello and what is up? Welcome, Michael. This is an interesting discussion that you bring up, Red, and it's something that I might discuss at some point in a video, discussing RMT. But I think there's a lot of interesting ethical sides to this entire discussion of RMT and how things interact. How do content creators interact with their communities? How do their communities interact with and then benefit from content creators? How do content creators benefit from having communities? So there's a lot of... yeah. There's a lot of very interesting interactions that can go on there. So, for instance, you might say, oh, well, a content creator who creates content and features or shouts out, hey, this currency is from so-and-so and they just wanted me to make a build about something or make a video about something, right? When content like that is generated, it creates a lot of different discussion points. Like, hey, well, are you giving them back the items? Okay, well, maybe you give some of the people their items back, right? But maybe some people say, just keep it, forget it, right? Just whatever. Like we just saw in this interaction here, right? We just had a guildmate who gave us... a Tane body part, right? This heart right here, and said, for a guildie, this is free, right? I still bought it. I don't even know what the value of this is. This could be 1C, it could be 1X. But I never just want to get something from a guildie just because we're in guild. I always want to trade for something and have there be some sort of exchange of goods, right? Never want there to be an accusation of RMT or that somebody's getting a benefit from the content that they create and then benefiting in game. Like, if for no other reason, and this will be the final thing that I'm going to say on this topic, if for no other reason, it ruins my experience as a player because it will jade my entire experience. Because if I start getting things for free, if I play the game without getting those things for free, as I'm trying to recommend to you how to play the game as a community, it's jaded, right? I'll just go, oh, well, just do this. Just get a community of people to give you things for free. It jades my experience on how difficult the game is if I'm deriving benefit in-game from having a community of people who are funneling stuff into me. So I think it's different when it comes to guilds and players are playing together as a guild, and there's benefit in that. But anyway, enough talk of ethics for the day. Thanks so much for watching. Today we have done a whole bunch of farming and mapping. We got to level 96 is where we are at presently on our Necromancer. I think I'm going to just keep running Beachheads because they're profitable. They're still incredibly profitable, and they still have room to go up. They still have margin to go up. So I'm probably still going to do that. At some point, I may stream tomorrow or Sunday. I may not. And then, of course, next week there are more videos yet to come and more discussions. Michael, to answer your question, Iron, seeing you on more, are you on vacation? No, it's just a particularly slow time for my work. And so I'm trying to make an effort of making less videos and actually playing more on stream. There have been a couple of times throughout the day where I've had to answer phone calls or answer texts. But for the most part, we've had a great time. I've had a great time interacting with all of you. So hopefully all of you have had a great day, and hopefully at some point, maybe even today, will be the day a Mirror of Calandra drops for you. Shout out to everybody that's participated in stream, and big shout out to Split Burrito, who has made $20 worth of super chats during this particular stream, and shout out to all of our Patreon supporters for giving us the boosts that we need around here at G3 headquarters to continue to stream and continue to pump out awesome content that you all enjoy. Thanks so much, and have a great rest of your day.